Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It is us, Dragon's Greed Gaming. We are finally back on track to finish this alien campaign. We're diving back into the Frontier War, episode 50. Here we go. The whole crew is here. We're diving back into our regular series as we finish up and begin the last chapter of the campaign. And yeah, we're ready to get started. So we'll do our usual. We'll go around the table, tell everybody what's going on, who you are, who you're playing, anything else you want to share with the listeners, and we will dive right in. Let's start it off with Adam, because he was here first tonight.
Oh, thank you. It feels good to be on time, you know?
Sure does.
But yeah, I'll be playing Viktor Reed. He's going to be having fun on this next mission with dealing with his addiction, as Cruz did in the, 2 missions ago? But other than that, I've been doing nothing but, I guess, playing Minecraft out of fucking nowhere past few days.
Okay.
It's kind of random, but okay.
Kind of random, yeah.
All right.
Just something about adult Legos just kind of hits different, you know?
You could go get actual Legos, you know?
That
You could
costs
just
money.
build things with your hands.
That's true.
I mean, that's what my 5-year-old plays, so...
You know, maybe if this was like 20 years ago when Legos were affordable, but they're kind of a ridiculous price now.
Everything was affordable 20 years ago, though. So it's not just Legos, let's be honest.
Not Games Workshop, though. Games Workshop's never been affordable.
It's just less affordable now.
I mean, 20 bucks for 20 dudes was a pretty good price back in the day.
Yeah, but...
That's what she said.
I was also,
the
like, 15.
Right.
In the context that it is still just plastic and cheap metal, I don't think I agree.
Yeah.
We weren't all ordering by the ounce.
Yeah, back when you could order individual bits by the pound. Yeah, good times. Xenocide and O'Dandrel, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining us. O'Dandrel, once again, all the way from Sweden, the wee hours of the morning, like a true champ. More reliable than some players sometimes. Sean, why don't you introduce yourself, since you were here second?
Hi, I'm Sean.
Look, he's
I
not
was here
even
second,
on
just like
camera.
that.
He left.
All right, we're gonna have to speed run this, so he's the next one. I'm playing Cruz. Oh, he's back. Just hanging out. We did our Warhammer Fantasy monthly game yesterday, and things got a little bit dicey because we made bad decisions.
Yeah, some
Great time all
very,
around.
very poor decisions. Very poor decisions. I was telling Zach about it today because he gave me a call. What's up, Mythbuster? Welcome back.
Yeah. Other than that, not much else is going on.
All right. Very good. We played some Spartacus on Sunday. That was pretty baller.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
I got Spartacus, and then I killed him accidentally.
And then he died to his injuries.
One match. That's all he got. It was very sad.
All right. Eric, you were here not last, so you may go next.
Oh, nice. Do I need to talk extra long so Sean can go to the bathroom?
You're only encouraging me to come late
No.
every time.
No, you can, but I encourage you to talk shit about Scaarr, please.
Oh, okay. I mean, he does live in Texas.
Thanks.
So, tonight I'll be playing Mike Tagar. It is actually my fault we didn't play last week because I was playing at the Dallas.
Oh, but don't worry. We let everybody know exactly what happened. All right, you don't have to explain that. Yeah, we're on top of that.
But you know what? If anybody wants to see my photos from my games, they can just join our Patreon, and then they can join our Discord and see some cool photos of models.
That's true. You went what?
See that transition?
That was very good. You went what? 4-1.
3-2.
3-2. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
Space
Positive
Wolves are my bane. It's just not. He also brought Lehman Russ, so I was at a disadvantage because I didn't have my Primarch that game.
why?
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Why
it
are
was
you-
good. I had a lot of fun.
Why are you playing 30k without a Primarch?
I don't typically use the special characters. I don't know. I just feel like sometimes they're overused.
Well, yeah, but isn't that the whole point? You get into 30k is to use the Primarchs.
Yeah, I mean, I did swap him into my list for my first game because he had Sanguinius. But we ended up on opposite ends of the board with our Primarchs.
That's all right. Cool.
Good
Well,
time.
we're glad to have you back. Glad
Trying
it went well.
Amanda's trying to convince me to go out to Tacoma, Washington, to go play in that one, so we can do 2 weeks out there.
That was cool.
So,
All right, we'll do that. Do that when the campaign's over. Okay.
July. You gotta beat July.
Well, if everyone would just show up to the fucking game, we could get it finished. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do here.
Yes, Scaarr.
I've been trying to do it for a year. All right. And last but not least, Scaarr is here. Tell us what's going on in your neck of the woods.
Well, I have made a conviction to permanently always be late now, and so that I can go last. I don't really nothing. I like just I played Warhammer with you guys last night, and I think we've made poorer decisions. For the record, I think we've made much poorer decisions. When our strongest hero was practically crippled, we did decide to actually leave for once. I kind of had to fight the rest of the party to leave. They still wanted to rummage around, but we did eventually leave. So that's nice.
It's true.
Introducing our characters this late. I mean, if you don't know who we're all playing by now, I guess you should go back and watch all the episodes on whatever podcast you watch or listen to. You don't watch podcasts. That's kind of the point, right?
We can if you watch YouTube.
Yeah. Other than that, I did general maintenance on my Triumph motorcycle. That's super cool. And what this hat is, not one of the worst presidents in history. And
One of, not the.
There's some really fucking bad presidents too. But that is a good point. Probably the. I upgraded my GPU stably to a 5070, which is nice, from a 3070 Ti, and kind of a little jump.
Nice.
Way to flex on all us peasants here. Can barely afford 3 eggs.
Can't afford a monitor, can't afford RAM, can't afford more space for my hard drive.
We have to go back and play Left 4 Dead for 94 cents. That's the kind of budget we're on around here.
You guys, I know there's a Micro Center in Chicago. I don't know how close y'all are to it, but I know there's one around you that you could go to. That's where you gotta go.
It's actually about like a mile down the street from where I work, and I have been there.
Go there, get a Micro Center credit card, get 5% off your purchases, and go to town. There you go.
Another credit card. That's what we need.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
And you just claim bankruptcy and it all goes away.
Oh, that's so smart.
He knows how to play the game.
That's true. Eric, can you move your camera to your left, please? Perfect. Thank you. And Scaarr, if you could do yours to the left as well. Maybe about an inch or two. Perfect. Right there is good. Thank you. All right. I am your host, the Great Unclean One. I will be your GM for tonight. As always, we've got one achievement left in Dead by Daylight. We're only like 12 ticks away, so we're gonna get that finished, I think, this weekend. And now
What's the achievement?
Take 250 protection hits. I'm at 232.
Damn.
Yeah, very stupid, very annoying. And then we played some Left 4 Dead last night because it's on sale right now on Steam. If you don't have Left 4 Dead, you should go buy it right now because it's like 94 cents. One of the greatest games ever made, and still amazing. So, going to be more of that in our future too, probably. Other than that, let's dive in here because we got to get this last mission started. I was lamenting with Adam because I can't remember what the fuck happened because we had to skip last week, and you guys threw me off with that alien. I was like all ready to go. I've read the mission like 5 or 6 times at this point. I still feel like I'm not prepared at all, even though I am. I'm just always like that. But let me see if I can give us a recap here. So, last we left on Frontier War, you guys had escaped Lamont Station, with Secretary de la Cruz having been rescued from the alien hive. You had gotten on board another ship called the USS Salnus, which is now kind of your new flagship for the time being, as the Tambatam and Sergeants Zimborski and Roy had sacrificed themselves during the orbital battle to stop the stolen UPP destroyer from making landfall on Safe Haven Colony. You also regrouped with a bunch of familiar faces, finally being reunited with Lieutenant Casados, along with many of the UPP prisoners you had taken over the course of the Frontier War, including Colonel Dr. Balaz, the head of the Dark Star program, Commandant Volkov, the head of Mechtat Research Station, one of the first missions you guys went on where you met Mishka, Major Pishlamil, who you had rescued from Alien Hive in the same mission where you captured Dr. Balaz, Hua Min, technician who was on the base that Dr. Balaz worked on, and then there were the two kids, Salvatore and Anna, was it? I apologize, I don't recall her name. She was an NPC in that game, so... but the two of them, and yeah, you had basically been kind of like had a greatest hits of your mission prisoners. Lieutenant Casados was grievously injured. You rushed her to the med bay. There was a lot of chaos and confusion with what was going on. The crew of the Salnus really had no idea about the xenomorph threat that's been plaguing the stars lately. And during all this chaos and confusion, O'Connell was demanding and suggesting that you guys do some quarantine procedures. Unfortunately, didn't quite happen in the order you guys wanted, as the little girl, Katie, that Casados and the others had rescued from Lamont Station, no one had noticed that she had the markings of being face-hugged. And while you guys were all in the med bay, being quarantined, being checked on, being fixed up, the chest burster hatched and burst out of the little girl's chest, obviously killing her. And even though Tagar was nearby, the thing took off into the bowels of the ship. Meanwhile, O'Connell and Reed had left the medbay, convincing one of the MPs nearby to let them out. O'Connell went to the comms center to send a message to Schmidt, and Reed went to go send a message, I believe, to Thrace's boyfriend, but acted really shady. And then when he encountered a sergeant, acted more shady, and soon found himself arrested and thrown in the brig until Tagar explained, no, he's not a traitor, he's just an idiot. You can let him out. I think was pretty much the crux of that argument. So,
Yep.
Well, he didn't. Well, I almost got thrown in for trying to stick up for him.
Yeah.
This lieutenant that got him out.
You guys had managed to save Lieutenant Casados' life with some emergency surgery. She's currently recovering. And eventually, Secretary de la Cruz came out of her kind of dazed, comatose state from being exposed to the hive. Unfortunately, it was all hands on deck with the chestburster running loose, and you guys knew that just one of those things could turn the ship into a graveyard, and so you immediately went into search and destroy mode. And unfortunately, your first attempt did not work very well, and eventually you guys noticed that Ogata, your squad medic, had disappeared. You managed to track him down, or at least his last whereabouts, where it was obvious he had probably been snagged by the alien and dragged into the vents somewhere. You then decided to go into the vents and proceeded to almost get killed single-handedly by a single xenomorph, despite somehow killing queens and crushers and armies of UPP. But that one alien in the vent really did a number. I believe, dropping O'Connell to 0 and doing lots of acid damage to everybody multiple times.
Yeah.
So
Did we burn 2 story points to keep me alive?
I think so. Yeah. What's Adam and I were talking about this earlier. What is the story point count right now?
0.
Does anybody have any left?
No, I used up my last one to save Scaarr.
I think I used my last one too.
Okay. Did you guys get your story point for completing the last mission?
No.
No, 'cause
No,
we didn't, I don't think we actually claimed the last mission was complete until after
Okay.
Right.
the vent fight.
We had checked with you, and you're like, nah,
That's-
it's just
that's
part
what-
of the fight.
That's okay. That's right. That's right. I do remember that. Okay, good. All right. So, I think that's all that we need to worry about at this point, unless I missed anything in my recap. Sean, you're usually pretty good at remembering that stuff. Okay, cool. In that case, we find ourselves back on the USS Salnus. You guys aren't sure where you're headed at this point. You're probably still in the system of Lamont Station Prime. If not, probably just leaving it. But, well, I guess we'll pick up right there in the vent shaft because all hell just broke loose and you're still trying to find Ogata. So we will pick it up there. So what do you guys want to do?
I think we gotta stabilize everybody because you're passed out, right?
Everybody's dying.
I think at the end, someone had injected me with the medkit stuff. I think it was you, Tagar.
Okay.
And then before passing out, I had sewn up O'Connell's aorta.
Yeah. So we're at
It's
least
like-
all stable.
I think we're okay. We just got to find Ogata.
Yeah, I don't think I got any health though, so I'm still broken.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna tell Reed, how beat up are you?
I'm healed up pretty much for the most part.
Okay, Reed, help O'Connell up. See if we can find Ogata and get out of here.
You got it.
I will assist him.
Come here, O'Connell. Let me touch you a little bit.
So are you getting O'Connell out of the vent then, Reed?
How close are we to the entrance to where we came in?
You went through like 1 or 2 junctions, so not terribly far. Probably take a couple minutes to get back that way because you gotta squat walk, or crawl on your hands and knees.
Okay. Reed, do you want to get O'Connell out of here to medic? And me and
Yeah. I don't
Cruz
see
will
the
finish up here.
Yeah, I don't see there being another issue with another alien. I don't think it has that enough time to multiply. So I think we should be fine.
Cruz, you up to find Ogata with me?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. We'll finish down the vent shaft then.
Man, we got a full house tonight. Randomness is here too. Xenocide, O'Dandrel, Mythbuster. Yeah, it's a party. That's what I like to see.
Random.
It's like an actual stream. How about we?
Yeah.
We've come so far.
That's how that works.
It's like you could watch a podcast or something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. nice callback to 20 minutes ago.
Okay, so Reed, you start dragging O'Connell back the
Up
way you
the
came.
vent.
Yep. And then Tagar and Cruz, you guys proceed forward.
Yeah.
Why don't you both give me observation tests? Because now that you're not picking up anything else on the motion tracker, so you're not exactly sure where you need to go here. A 6.
Mine.
Okay. So, Tagar, you guys are walking around, crawling around for a little while. Make your way through. You find a dead end. Because I think you guys had shut down a bunch of the doors to the access points to try to corner this thing,
Yep.
or figure at least out kind of an area where it is. So it takes a few minutes. You're nervous as all hell because again, you think you know what you need to know about these things, but then again, you're not sure if you know everything. and you're just waiting for something else to strike out from the shadows. But eventually, you do find an area where you get through an access hatch, and it leads into basically like a cubby hole that's in between some of the vents where it opens up a little bit. And we'll assume you're in front, and as you walk through and you shine your light, you can see the telltale signs of the beginning of an alien hive here. The resin partially on the floor and on the wall, and you can see, kind of huddled in the corner, is Ogata, and it looks like he has been started to be partially coated with the alien resin.
Do we see any eggs or anything?
No, you do not.
Cool.
He look conscious, or
Yeah, he's kind of like, his head's kind of off to the side. You know, there's some of the alien resin is like kind of covering, like almost like from his chest down. So like you can see like part of his arm like in the resin, but the rest of him is like kind of covered, so you can't really see the rest of him.
I mean, there should have only been one alien, right?
as far as we know, we only saw one.
Right.
We checked on the other passengers that were brought on board.
Yeah, I was talking with the medical officer, and as soon as she sort of saw what happened, she started getting everyone checked, so...
Okay. Well, let's get Ogata out of here as quickly as we can.
Yeah. Have to clean this resin stuff up, too, sometime. I don't even know what they would do.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get him. Let's get him out.
All right.
I guess start cutting them out or
Breaking the resin off.
breaking it off, yeah.
Okay. You begin to do that, trying to pull some of the stuff apart. You know, some of it's maybe too solid, so you have to get out the combat knife, start cutting it. And it looks like he's kind of passed out when you guys start this. And when you eventually, after maybe a minute of getting some of the stuff off and cutting it off, it's like really literally stuck to him. He eventually like starts to come to, and he's like murmuring. His eyes are fluttering. He's sweating, and he's like kind of like talking like nonsense, and he's really, really pale.
I give him like a medical exam, quick medical check.
Sure.
One success.
So you realize something's not right here. He looks really, really unwell. And as you guys continue to try to get some of this resin off, eventually, Tagar, you like stab a part of it to start cutting it, and he like lets out like a scream, and his eyes like go wide, and like you've got his one arm free, and he's like grabbing you by the shoulder, and he's like screaming in pain, and he's like, what are you doing to me, man? Stop!
Hey. Hey, we're just trying to get you out of here. What's did I miss? Do I see blood?
Is at this point, Cruz, as you're doing this examination, you realize you cannot tell where Ogata begins and where the hive resin ends.
Ew.
Egg transformation.
Yeah.
And at this point, Ogata, he's like looking at you, Tagar. He's like, Tagar, man, I can't feel my legs, man. He's like, where the fuck am I? What's going on?
Hey, we're getting out of here. Something, grabbed you. So we're taking you back.
Tagar, I think something's wrong with this resin in him. It seems like that might be part of him now.
Fuck. Do we need a bigger medical crew to Cut him free?
We would need some kind of probably doctor or scientist to try to figure a way out to make it not like that.
Do we know how fast this travels?
Yeah, I definitely don't.
At what point... Can we tell at what point, like, knee, legs, chest, like, it's starting to, like, meld together?
As you're, like, cutting through this, you're having a hard time, like, even finding his other arm.
Good God.
Yeah. That is not good. I mean, if we... I don't even know how we would get him out without cutting some of the stuff, or just, like, removing the resin from the wall entirely, but
Yeah.
the longer he's like this, the worse I think it's going to get.
Can we separate the resin from the walls and floor?
Give me... I guess give me another medical aid.
Okie dokie. Alright, I'll push that. Okay. 3 successes.
You start like finding spots where you can separate him, and then there's other spots where every time you're like pulling or stabbing, he's like putting up a big fuss and like letting out like shouts of pain, begging you guys to stop. You think you can do it, but you're not sure if you're going to permanently injure him or not.
Okay.
We tell Ogata, like, hey, hang tight. Let me see if I can radio some help and kind of pull Cruz, like, down the tunnel a little bit.
Yeah. What's up?
Like, if he's turning, I mean, we may not be able to save him. But
Yeah,
I don't know that we're prepared to handle that. Do we need to call the medical team?
Yeah, maybe have them bring down something to keep him cold. I think when we went to that one planet with Dr. Babic, we found someone in a similar position and
Maybe
just had to
even just
keep her cold, I think.
yeah, maybe even just knock him out for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, we could. Probably like sedatives and things in our med kits we can give him.
Okay. So from here, we'll radio O'Connell, kind of explain to him what's going on over here, and see if he can get like a medical team with some additional tools and medications to help us figure this out and put Ogata in their hands.
Okay.
Dude, he's about to go. Never mind. None of you are cool and watch Star Trek.
Yes, Star Trek. Notably a cool series.
Well, to make a long story short, that's not hard to do. You guys can get extra personnel down there.
Okay. And then we'll see if we need to kind of like knock them out, or if they can like find ways to, like, if with more people we can kind of separate them.
So basically, it comes down to every time you guys try to separate him, he's like murmuring or screaming in pain, and you feel like you're hurting him. It looks like you can probably get him like cut away from the wall and the floor so you can move him. It's just whether or not you guys want to go through with that. When the medical team gets there, it's probably the same doctor you were talking to earlier, Sean, and she's obviously they're all like, what the fuck is happening to him, sort of thing, and she's completely flabbergasted.
Yeah, I'll pull her aside and kind of give her a brief rundown of like sort of what we know is happening.
Well, she would
What
she would say to you like, you were all just having a fuss about contamination and protocols and everything, and you want to bring him into the med bay? You're telling me he's turning into one of these things?
Leave him in the air ducts. We have to get him contained somewhere.
She looks to you and she says, Corporal, is he even going to survive?
In his current state? Or, based on our experience, no. But he also can't stay here.
And she kind of looks at you with like a look of finality when you say no.
But there's probably a more humane to do it than me pushing my knife through his chest.
She's like, I'm not gonna tell you what to do with your squad mate, the Corporal. That's beyond my stripes. You want to talk to the captain? Then you do that, or... And she's kind of like at a loss for words.
Do you have somewhere in the ship to contain this if we can get the material out of here?
Yeah, we've got quarantine, rooms, of course.
What do you think, Cruz?
I mean, if there's no way to save him, we probably should just put him out of his misery, right?
Yeah.
The only one I can think of that might have some idea how to stop it would have been Dr. Babbitt, but I have no idea where he is.
No.
And I don't think we'd have the time to get to him. So.
No. And we don't have anything on the ship to handle something like this.
So what do you guys do?
Let's just sedate him and then send him off, I guess.
Yeah.
Just have everyone else just kind of leave.
All right. The doctor, she gives you like a couple shots of morphine or whatever, to knock him out or at least make it so he doesn't feel anything. And, she like hands it over to you, Cruz, and she's like, I'm really sorry.
Yeah, me too. Thanks, though.
She starts getting everybody to clear out.
Then I'll administer the morphine so we can at least hopefully conk out.
Yeah, you come back and he's like, hey, Cruz. He's like, are we gonna get out of here yet, man?
Yeah, we're working on it. It'll just be a little bit. Gonna give you something for the pain so we can kind of start working on this and you won't feel it, okay?
It's like, yeah, man, that sounds good. I really don't feel much, to be honest. It's fucking hot, though, man.
Yeah. All right. See you in a bit, bud. I'll give him the morphine.
All right. Let me make a roll here.
Oh, no.
Shouldn't you have to do a empathy test?
Well, we're not at that point.
I actually don't.
Oh, right. You're a
Because I have
psycho.
the merciless.
Someone's just following Schmidt's footsteps.
Yeah.
So you
Total.
you give him the first shot of morphine, and like he doesn't get passed out from that, but he seems to calm down a little bit.
Okay. I guess I'll give him the second one.
Stay close. sure monitoring everything.
Yeah.
In case he like lunges or anything.
All right. So as you're getting ready to give him the second injection, he's like, "Hey man, you ever been to Hawaii?"
Can't say that I have. Sounds like it'd be a nice place, though.
He's like, "Yeah," and like at this point, his eyes are kind of like fluttering a little bit, and he's like, "Yeah, my folks, were originally they're from Osaka, but they moved to the U.S. and yeah, man, we were out on Hawaii and had this nice little place on the beach. Oh, you should have saw it, man. The waves, water was just, even with the shithole Earth is, water's still perfect in some spots,
Yeah. Maybe we can go visit once all this Vaughn business is done.
He's like, "Yeah, man, it'd be great." He's like, I think you'd like it there.
Yeah,
And then
probably would.
He kind of like finally passes out after the second shot.
Goddamn. Well, he's out.
Yeah, he's still breathing, but he's unconscious.
Right.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
How do you proceed?
Is there medication in my med kit I can just give him for like painless overdose?
Yeah.
Fiend.
Yeah. It's kind of like that
Yeah.
scene in Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, so I'll give him that and then just kind of monitor him.
All right. And you have the.
I have the merciless talent.
Merciless talent. Okay. So you give him a couple more shots of the morphine. Realize there's probably no way to turn back what's happened at this point. And eventually you see his breathing gets a little more shallow until eventually it stops altogether. And that is the end of Ogata's time in the Marine Corps.
Should we tell Matt or?
I feel like Chris probably checked with Matt before doing this, but you never know.
You'll have to wait and see.
I don't know if Matt will really care, as Aliens is not one of his favorite franchises.
Consequently, I Googled how much morphine it takes to end a life and immediately regretted Googling that.
Yeah. Welcome to the FBI blacklist.
What you do,
I'm sure
T?
this is what did it. I'm sure this is the Google search that did it.
Right, yeah.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
not on
yeah.
any other lists, no. Alright, let's, I guess, get him down.
Yeah. Send a contamination crew out to scrub the vents.
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually when all is said and done, there is no other sign of the alien. If there is, they don't find anything, but you feel pretty confident that's, there was only the one, so. They clean up the resin. You guys, probably move the alien's body into some sort of quarantine. Yeah, probably do the same with Ogata.
Yep.
And Secretary David Cruz would probably order them to incinerate all of that shit. I'm not taking any chances.
Smart.
How's O'Connell looking?
I mean, you eventually get patched up. Did you have any sort of critical injury from that last fight? Okay.
He got ruptured aorta, but it was
I got it fixed. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, obviously, they're gonna have to do some major surgery on that. But in game terms, you survive, and they eventually patch you up. So.
To full health, right?
Yeah. I mean, it takes some time. It's not like instantaneous. So, with that being said, we can kind of move into our next little bit here. So, let's start off with our... Let me just make sure I'm doing this all in the right order. Yeah. So, eventually everything calms down, and you guys have a chance to spend your XP, and then we'll do downtime stuff. So, does everybody know what they're going to spend their XP on at this point?
I've had a couple ideas. I don't know if I finished it though.
Yeah, I have a pretty good idea.
All right. Do you guys want to do that now, or do you guys want to do it during the break?
Break.
All right.
Unless are we gonna? I mean, do you foresee combat prior to the break? Is it possible?
Not unless another anomaly happens.
Tagar just
You never
starts
know with us.
bashing Reed's skull in.
Don't go.
Yeah,
No,
we get in a fight with one of the freaking MPs on the ship.
yeah, I'm sure you need a talent to overcome a single MP, right?
Well, you never know. We might.
All
We're
right.
gonna storm the bridge, and it's our ship now.
We'll do that. Wow, going total
More
rogue.
command boys all over.
Yep, part two.
I mean, at this point, we're free agents.
So we'll do that during the break then, and then when we come back, you guys can let the listeners know what you spent your XP on. So we'll keep the story train moving here. So the next thing that happens is, a couple days go by as you guys are getting patched up. O'Connell, you'd spend a lot of this in the med bay because of the seriousness of your injury. All of you, plus all the prisoners that came from Lamont Station, go through rigorous quarantine. You explain everything you know to the captain and to this doctor that you're at least on friendly terms with, Cruz. Her name is Dr. Summers, and she is a lieutenant. And then you guys will have O'Connell, did we do your mental trauma roll last week?
I don't recall.
I don't think we did because we got right to the action. Basically.
A roll is involved for that, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we would be able to see. I don't think so.
All right. In that case, because you had rolled so high
Fucking head bites.
on those panic results in the last mission, you have a chance of getting a permanent mental trauma. You must make an empathy roll. Roll for the attribute only, no skills, no stress. If the roll succeeds, you develop a permanent mental trauma.
A good history with that.
Yeah. Pass when you
It'll go
pass
great
when you
with
don't
your
need it, and fail when you really need it.
Yeah. Thank God.
Okay. You're just a little.
Is our stress zeroed out too during this?
Yes,
I imagine.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So you're unhinged enough that it just doesn't matter. And then I think we had to do addiction rolls as well for some buddies.
Yep. Oh yeah, read.
Wouldn't be me.
Read. Okay. All right. I think you had moved up to moderate, if I recall.
Yes.
Okay. So... So basically over the next couple days, your urge for nap relief is growing stronger and stronger. So at the start of each shift, you have to take a dose of the drug, and if you fail to do so, you gain a point of stress, and you have to make a stamina test. So, question is, are you trying to fight against your urges, or are you just kind of going with the flow?
He's gonna fight against the urges. He's probably had some side conversations with Cruz dealing with it. So, for like a better term, he's gonna fight the addiction.
Okay. Give me a stamina test then.
Oh my God, I'm gonna push that.
Okay.
God.
So, I guess we'll just do this by day rather than by shift, because we'll be here all day doing that. So, first day is not easy. You're like at one point, you're sitting there, you have a couple pills in your hand, you're getting ready to swallow them, but eventually you manage to shove them back in the bottle and pop the cap back on. However, your stress goes up by 1, as your body is craving this stuff. Let's do D4 here. Okay, just do 1 day worth of that for now. We'll get on to the next thing here. So, after about a day, everybody has had a chance to mostly de-stress, rest, get some food, and have a chance to really kind of process all the shit that's happened. It is at this point that you guys would be informed that Lieutenant Xados has awoken.
Let's go check in on her.
Let's go bring her up to speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys get into the med bay that she's in. You know, she's in a bed. She's got a hospital gown on. You can tell she's obviously got bandages around her chest and like her torso. She looks pretty banged up, but she sees you guys come in. She tries to sit up. You can see she's like, oh. Marines?
LT?
Glad you're still in one piece. Oh, just great. Yeah, really good. You?
I've been better.
Yeah. I heard you got the SecDef off the station. Nice job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks.
we got as many as we could.
It's a right shit show. Ended up.
Yeah, we
teaming up
lost
with-
Tam, and we just lost Ogata too. And it seems like losses are stacking.
You can tell that she probably hasn't heard of any of that yet. And
Wait, has nobody told you any of this yet?
She just woke up.
I thought she would have been debriefed first thing, but
debriefed by who?
yeah, that's a good
There's
point,
your-
I guess.
Here's your debrief. But let's
You hear
let's
her. She
get you up in some food first.
she swears in Spanish like she often does when she's like really frustrated or upset. And she's like, "There's no more of this hospital crap, Tagar. God, I'd fucking kill for a burrito right now."
I think we
I
can
got
manage one of those.
I got whiskey and cigarettes.
Yeah, never been much of a smoker, but thanks. I don't think the doctor.
Gonna whisper.
I don't
There's
think-
always a sweet relief in nap relief.
I look at him.
Drugs?
She raises an
Does the rest of
eyebrow.
us pass around O'Connell's flask?
she She woke up to just absolute chaos. Yeah,
You guys are our best team.
This is what you got.
She's a Marine. She knows.
Yeah.
She's like, so what happens?
Kind of looks at Tagar.
So we stopped the ship from making planetfall, but it cost us the Tambatam with Staff Sergeant Zaborski and Roy were on board. Sergeant Green's squad made it off without Sergeant Green, right?
So, yep.
Green? Zaborski,
Green,
Roy?
Green did.
Fuck.
Yeah. New Marine we had with us didn't make it out.
You can tell she probably hasn't even knew who Thrace was. She
Yeah.
kind of looks perplexed when you say that.
Yeah. So we're trying to pick up the pieces, figure out what our next steps are from here.
Find Vaughn and right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She.
I mean, we still need, the CO here to cooperate. He's kind of butting heads a little bit with them as we kind of explain to them just kind of what's been going on. It doesn't seem like they had much background in what we were doing.
It's at this point, as you guys are talking, there's a knock at the door, and you see both Sergeant Wilkes and Secretary de la Cruz there. And Sergeant Wilkes has his hands behind his back, very proper-like, and the secretary says, "Do you mind?"
Please.
And Casados
Sure, you have more information than I do.
tries to sit up, and she kind of waves it off. She's like, "Take it easy, Lieutenant." And Wilkes closes the door behind them, so it's just the group of you guys. And we'll assume you guys brought Weaver and Herschel as well. So the band is back together, so to speak. And Lieutenant says, "They were just filling me in, ma'am." She says, "Yeah, I figured it's probably all time we had to sit down here, kind of discuss what our next moves are." So, obviously you guys give Lieutenant Casados a rundown of what happened during your mission, and she gives you a rundown of what happened during her time. So she was transferred to Lamont Station, orders from higher up, and she was suspicious of that right off the bat, but she didn't want to make a scene, so she went along with it, hoping she could figure something out. And while she was at Lamont Station, she was basically sequestered, basically under house arrest, to the barracks that she was in. Not like completely just locked down, but to the point where it's couldn't really do anything. Anytime she tried to get information, they wouldn't give her. They'd give her very basic information, stuff that was very vague, very cursory. And eventually, she's then started hearing all sorts of noises in the station, more so than usual. And Secretary de la Cruz says, her people were hearing the same thing. And ultimately, what you guys pieced together is that's when the biodrones started emerging, and they started picking people off one at a time. And what de la Cruz is able to explain to you guys is that they found a couple bodies in vent shafts that had been chest bursted. And so the theory that de la Cruz has right now, and now that she's done a little research on some of those people, is that it looks like somehow General Vaughn got her people onto Lamont Station that had been impregnated by chest bursters, and they hid themselves in vent shafts and then the biodrones came out of them and started destroying the station from within. Casados explains to you, eventually, like, power went out. It seemed like the station was hit by something, and a security officer came in, opened the door. He's bleeding from a wound in his gut. She tried to help him, and he died, and he said, I couldn't leave you locked up. And she grabbed his gun and key, and, she tried to get her way out of the barracks. There was a brig nearby, and on one of the security cameras, she saw, like, all the UPP prisoners and realized, like, they were probably all sent there to die. So she let them all out, and they made an uneasy truce to try to escape. And they managed to pull it off, Salvatore almost got killed. He got, I think, a cut jugular at one point. But they managed to save him from that. And then while they were escaping, Blackguard showed up, started executing people, and they had to fight their way through some Blackguard and get out a shuttle while there were biodrones running loose everywhere. And that's when they got off the station. And they all got pretty banged up in the fights. But, yeah, she's like... you could tell she has a higher opinion of even, like, the UPP that you guys really were friendly with, like with Commandant Volkov. Like, they helped me get out of there. They kept their word. Definitely wouldn't have made it
Strange
out alone.
times.
So, yeah, you guys kind of piece it all together that obviously this has been something Vaughn's been planning for a while. And you also, Secretary de la Cruz tells you that she's been in contact with Vuvu, and you guys are going to go rendezvous with her ship and kind of get a lowdown of what happened at the peace summit. So, that's where you guys are at this point. You guys kind of fill each other in. Everybody gets up to speed, and Secretary de la Cruz says, "Get some rest. When we meet up with Vuvu, we'll all sit down and decide what to do next."
How long before the rendezvous?
She looks to Wilkes, and he says, "Should be within a day."
Is there anything you need us to prepare before then?
Sorry, say it again?
Is there anything you need us to prepare before then?
She's like, "No. You can all take a break." Get some
So,
rest.
is there a official status that we're holding with the UPP at the moment?
That's something I hope to discuss with the Commandant when she
Right.
arrives.
Okay.
You guys, I want to make sure I'm not jumping the gun here. You guys explained Vuvu to Casados, correct? Like where she kind of sits on your ally scale?
Yes.
I think so, because we broke down basically everything to her.
Okay. All right. Well then, because I guess maybe you haven't told the secretary, because I don't know. Have you told her, Sean? I don't recall.
I feel like we did tell
Okay.
De La Cruz.
All right.
Yeah, we might have like debriefed her.
We'll
I
stick
think it
Cruz did
was
it over the
glossed
phone.
over.
All right. Well, she probably would have reached out to you guys, the Commandant, and be like, we made it to the summit, but we were too late. I think we revealed that last session, actually, now that I'm thinking
Yeah.
about it.
I think
Yeah.
so.
So, ultimately, long story short, you guys are going to meet up with her ship. So, I guess we can do some other downtime while that's happening. So, what do you guys each do during this downtime, if anything?
I'll probably spend it at the range.
Okay.
Probably do a message to my family while I'm in medbay, but smoke a lot of cigarettes. Other than that,
Do you what kind of message? Vid?
I'll try to come up with something. Encrypted or not?
No, like is it a video call? Is it just an email, a text?
Be a video.
Okay.
While I'm all fucked up in a medbay.
Tagar, how about you?
I'm gonna probably do some sort of like memorial for Thrace and Ogata, and do some like probably because I think that the only two that we've like actually fully lost, right? This campaign.
Besides the three on the Tamatan.
Yeah. Owen Zimborski, yeah.
Do we want to hold?
Well, there was a couple on the other squad as well, right?
Yeah, some of the people on the other squad didn't make it.
In the other
either.
squad, yeah.
There's,
But as far as like our squad goes,
your squad would be Thrace, Zimborski, Roy, Ogata, and then you guys have also lost Sergeant Green,
Yep.
Yazi, the APC driver of the other squad, Kakai, the sniper of the other squad, Finks, the guy that was murdered by Mishka.
Damn, that's a callback.
but those are all the other squads, right?
Well, that's Chimera Squad, yeah, but you guys are all
Squad,
part of the same
okay.
platoon, so.
Yeah.
And the co-pilot for the other dropship,
Yep.
Petrovich.
Okay, so I'll probably do a memorial for Zimborski, Ogata, and Thrace. Because they were the ones we lost this last session. I'll probably like, I don't know, carve like their initials into my shield or something.
Awesome. Okay.
Should take a piece of their skull and put it on your shield.
Reed, how about you?
I think Reed would finally take that time to go message or send a message out to Thrace's boyfriend.
All right. Do you how do you send a message?
Get thrown in the brig this time.
Again?
He punches it in
Dear
the face
mother.
on the way.
I know I'm.
Yeah. He just sends him an email, so to speak. Yeah.
You get a Dear John'em.
Yeah, we regret.
Yeah.
We regret
What's your
to inform you.
What's your signature in your email?
PFC Victor Reed.
Wow.
Buddy.
You have like a Halo screenshot, like header on the bottom.
Jeez. Okay. So, Cruz, when you're at the range, one day you're there, and when you get there, there's one other person. When you get there, you can hear gunshots ringing out, and you see it's Rakesh, and he doesn't seem to notice you when you come in, but you see him like he seems like laser focused. You see him, he's got a like a big ass like Desert Eagle, and just like empties the whole clip, like just bam 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 bam, and then just loads another clip, and you see him do this like 4 or 5 clips in a row, and let's see how he's doing. Let's see how his rolls are doing here.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's like all center mass. You see, like maybe one shot isn't like in the central spot on the target.
Nice.
Well, I will let him get out whatever he wants over there, because I'm gonna be just focused on my own shooting.
All right. Just give us a ranged combat roll. Let's see how Cruz does.
Da-ba-da-ba.
Oh my god.
50%. I think that's pretty good.
You've been practicing.
A little bit.
Not on the aliens, apparently.
Excuse
Oh,
me,
come on,
Mr.
Ray.
Reload.
You
Mister, everybody carry my extra clips.
So you do really, really well, and you eventually you hear Rakesh from like 2 booths down. He goes, "Did you come by just to show me up?"
I actually didn't know you were here, but I thought since you were doing so well, I should also do pretty good. I am the marksman of my team,
You're a terrible liar, by the way.
Yeah. How you doing?
I don't know, man. Kind of fucked up, to be honest. I thought the worst thing would have been sitting behind bars in the joint, but I don't know. I'm starting to second guess that.
Yeah. Enlisting has not been what I thought it would.
Yeah, they didn't tell me about no monsters.
Nope. Or traitorous generals. That's a new one.
Kind of figured something like that would happen eventually.
Really? I wouldn't have put my money on that, but it's also why I'm not a betting man generally.
Well, yeah, maybe not a general, but everybody's out to screw somebody, right? All
Yeah.
comes down to money and politics.
Yeah. How's the rest of your squad doing?
Not great. Halifax, I can tell, is pretty banged up about the whole thing. Boomhauser's doing Boomhauser things.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen Dubois much. Mostly in the med bay with that major that from the UPP you guys picked up. And Carvalho, he seems kind of distant too, I guess. You're probably asking the wrong guy, to be honest. Not like I'm everybody's friend or anything, but when nobody pays attention to you, you kind of notice these things.
Yeah.
At this point, you see he's like messing with that hidden compartment he's got with the knife on his mechanical arm.
Neat. I'm sorry about Green. He really helped me while I was dealing with some problems. So
You don't have to apologize to me, but I guess there's part of me that's gonna miss him. He didn't even blink. Threw himself in the way. Made sure that thing didn't get to Halifax, and then he was gone.
yeah.
Give me a either observation or manipulation. Your choice.
Okay. 2 successes.
Yeah, you can tell like there's something there that he's like kind of like he doesn't say, but you feel like there's more to the story.
Yeah. He was a pretty selfless person, always helping, so doesn't surprise me.
At this point, he like puts the knife, like he like stabs it into the table, and he starts like kind of reloading the clip like one bullet at a time. Got me thinking. I don't think I would have done something like that. I've always, ever since I got here, been looking at everybody like they're my enemy. Looks like there's plenty out there already we gotta deal with. And he just didn't even think twice, Same with Kakai. Fucking crazy bastard. As soon as we saw that that Mox. He volunteered.
Yeah, I don't think I could do something like that. But we don't know until we're in that situation, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Just got me thinking, that's all.
Yeah.
You know, would he have done the same for me? Probably.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Anyway. For what that's worth.
Yeah, well, all we can keep doing is just firing rounds until we have a new target.
Yeah, maybe we'll get a crack at this general, huh?
That'd be nice. Yeah.
He says, want to have one round? He, motions to the targets.
Sure. Do you want to give you a handicap?
I'll use the knife if you prefer.
Okay.
All right. Give me a ranged combat. All right. He's gonna attempt to throw the knife.
Okay.
He hits the target, but it's off to the side.
Still a pretty good throw.
Yeah. At least they'd be bleeding.
Yeah. Tagar, but
Yeah. Problem is, you only got that one knife, so what do you do next?
Do I?
I guess not, if you're asking like that, maybe.
He goes and pulls the knife out of the target, and as he walks by, he goes, "Turban's not just for religious reasons."
Okay.
And he gives you a pat on the shoulder and heads out.
Our platoon is filled with crazy people.
picturing him taking his turban off and turning it upside down and just knives start pouring out. And it's
Clatter, clatter, clatter.
It's so cartoonish, it just doesn't stop.
No one would.
Tagar
No one would think to check. You know, he'd just be like, "That's racist. How dare you?" Right? And that's how he gets you.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. I guess we don't have to worry about Ogata's downtime, huh? Too soon?
A little bit. It literally happened an hour ago.
All right. So, well, I guess we're kind of at our break point here. So why don't we take our break? Because I really want some Dr. Pepper. I'm completely out of water right now, and I have some coconut cake to eat as well.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, let's do that. All right, we'll take our break here, folks. 5:10. Players, when you get back, if you would please figure out your XP stuff, and then when we come back, we'll let the listeners know what you guys did, and then we'll finish up our downtime here. So we'll be back momentarily, people.
Sweet.
Boom. All right. We are back, viewers and listeners. Everyone has just spent their XP, so we are going to deal with that. Anybody new? Lasombra Dark. Sounds like are you
Lasombra Dark?
That's an awesome
That's kind of a
name.
cool name, yeah.
Are you by any chance a Vampire the Masquerade fan? Because if so, welcome. Lasombra are fucking sweet as hell. And if not, it's just a cool name. All right, so we're back. We've had some coconut pineapple cake. We have some coconut Dr. Pepper. Managed to get a few more cans from Kyle, so that's good. And
some red velvet cake.
Ooh, also a good choice.
Ooh.
Very good, very good. Why don't you guys tell our listeners what you have spent your XP on? We basically have 4 days of inactivity until they meet up with Vuvu. So, Scaarr, you can start us off.
Well, I think I've taken enough beating to justify getting secondary wind at this point. I've also gone over the deep end enough to get overkill. So those are the 2 talents I'm adding. To complement second.
What does second wind do? Because I don't think we've ever actually seen that come into play yet.
Yeah, so if I get into a broken status, I get to roll stamina, and each success gives me another point of health. And I get to keep fighting. I still get my critical wound and everything like that, but I can keep chugging along potentially. It only could do once a turn, but it could be pretty nasty.
That's a dangerous game you're playing there.
I was very close to needing that when we were fighting the Blackguard squad.
I think I'm going to change what I chose now. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, and to complement that, I'm also upping my stamina a little bit.
Okay.
And the whole reason we got into O'Connell's gotten into his last 2 clear death encounters have resulted in poor observation checks. So I'm also upping that.
Okay.
And yeah, he's defaulted to kind of Cruz's nurse pretty often. So he's going to take a point of medical aid.
Yeah. I think if I was building a character, I'd probably be following kind of like you do, Scaarr. I like having access to lots of skills. Like, I think that's kind of cool. Being able to do a little bit of everything. So I dig that.
Yeah, so that's kind of the theme. Since he's supposed to be more of a veteran and has been enlisted a long time, he's gotten his feet wet in just about everything.
Yeah. All right, cool. Sean, how about you?
Well, originally I was going with machine gunner and quick draw. But after hearing about second wind, I kind of want to swap quick draw for second wind because that sounds dope as fuck.
Oh, don't fall in line with these pansies. Be your own man.
We are a squad. We learn together.
We learn together. We die together, which means we're all going to get up together.
Yeah, if he gets
second
broken
wind
and can't function, who's going to heal the rest of us?
Exactly. That's my thinking. So I put one into close combat and one into stamina. And then I got machine gunner, and I'm going to change quick draw to second wind because that sounds pretty cool. Now, do I have to train with Reed to get second wind?
No, Tagar had.
Yeah, since you changed your choice, yes, you do.
Because it's a last minute thing, and Tagar's busy.
Tagar's busy. Yeah, it's like, all right, hey, Reed, and I'm kicking my feet. Can you?
Yeah, Tagar's busy teaching O'Connell, and then this is like trickle down talents, you know.
Trickle down talents.
Yeah, you're familiar with the whole trickle down method, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem is like you're learning from Reed, so it's not going to work as well. So you get half stamina.
Exactly. Yeah.
Every 2 successes give me a health back.
Exactly. Yeah.
You guys
can
are
only be
bullies.
used once to shift, and you automatically empty your clip into the ground.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah,
Reed.
right.
How about you?
Well, before everyone jumped on the bagwagon, not including O'Connell, because he had this picked already ahead of time, but I also am getting second wind. And so, since Reed just learned this, Cruz is getting all the half-ass information that he's not remembering.
It all tracks.
And then I'm also learning from Tagar resilient, and then getting 1 stamina.
Very original, all of you. I'm very proud of you. Tagar, anything interesting?
So I added the 2 stamina to boost my second wind talent, but I went with bodyguard to try and basically prevent what happened to Thrace happening again. So kind of being able to jump in front of an attack that's happening close to me.
Okay.
And then I took hard hitter so that I can give up my extra action in close combat to get an additional +2 in close combat. So that'll be +4 now because I have weapon specialist with my knife.
Now see, that's how you make a character. You go balls to the walls with a knife. That's awesome. Love it.
Like I could have taken the weapon specialist on the rifle, but I was like, no, I gotta lean into one I'm good at.
Yeah. you got 3 other guys that got guns, right?
I know.
I mean, really, like 2.5, because one of them doesn't have ammo, but still.
Wait, why did you wait? You're a smart gunner. You have weapon specialist in smart gun, right, Reed?
Yeah, I do. It comes with my character that I have it, so I don't have to worry about it.
Nice.
Just making sure.
Yeah,
This has a 90% drop rate.
exactly.
Like,
I get to +2.
monster in an MMO game.
That first shot is awesome, but after that, it's all downhill.
Yeah. Somebody who's starting this campaign, like listening from the beginning, needs to like actually do the math on how many
Reloads.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much money have you spent in ammunition? Wayland Yutani needs a full report.
We need an expense
Listen,
report.
it will not add up to the motion tracker that Cruz left
That
down.
would that would be a great like little stat. Like at the end of the Left 4 Dead campaign, we'd have like most money spent and like number of times broken. Yeah.
You get a message from Wayu. Yeah, we're gonna need you to start picking up your empty shell casings to compensate for the loss of income.
Gonna need to sell that brass.
Recycle them.
Yeah.
We send him in as a cleaner just to pick up all the shell casings he drops.
Yeah, that's gonna be your next mission, right? It's like we need you to go in where they just fought aliens and get some of those shell casings and that dropped motion
Worst
tracker.
job in the future of Alien Universe, right there.
Yeah.
You go around picking them up like, this one isn't even fired. He just dropped a fully round.
We actually do that at range weeks.
Oh.
We have to pick up all the brass.
All right. So, day finally arrives when you guys meet up with Vuvu's destroyer, and she is brought aboard. She has a couple UPP SOF commandos with her that escort her. It's a bit tense, but De La Cruz handles it pretty well. You can tell that the captain and the crew of the Salnis are not crazy about this idea, but De La Cruz welcomes her aboard, and they shake hands, and eventually basically begin to escort her to a meeting room where they're going to sit down and talk. She does see the group of you, and gives her acknowledgments to you guys as she's walking down the hall. And they have a short meeting. Later that day, you find out, either through her or through De La Cruz, however it is, she probably... Who was talking to Vuvu? Was it Cruz that was sending the messages?
Yeah.
Broderick, if
Broderick.
he was able to.
It's Broderick.
Normally.
Yeah, you're having Broderick do it. Okay, so at one point, Broderick probably hears it directly from her, but she basically explains that her ship got to, what was it, LV-846, I think it was?
Sounds about right.
It's just there's too many...
Yeah, hold on. I can look in my notes.
I don't know where in my notes it is. That's the issue. LV-846. Look at that. I'm so good at this game.
You're so good, bro.
Thank you. So she explains they did reach the planet. However, by the time they did, the USS Alexiares, another Conestoga frigate, which you guys understand was there on security detail with a few other ships. You eventually find out it had special cargo that is supposed to deliver to this place, and lo and behold, it was biodrones. And when they got there, it appeared the Alexiares was dead in the water, but by the time they were actually able to get to where the area the Alexiares was, they were able to detect it on long-range scans. By the time they actually got there, it began to descend towards the planet, and they were unable to stop it, and it basically crashed almost on top of the conference center. And Vuvu says that they tried sending like SOSs down there and stuff, but she was not going to risk sending her troops down there when they found out what was going on. And so she pretty much confirms that the entire conference was probably wiped out. If not in the crash, then definitely by whatever was on board.
Okay. He would, I guess, ask, like, all right, well, where does that leave the UPP with leadership?
She says, well, just like you guys, most of our leadership was there.
Yeah.
She says, I guess I'm one of the higher ups right now, you'd say.
Wow.
There's others beyond that, but honestly, I don't really care what they have to say at this point. I've come to an agreement with your secretary. I'm sure she'll tell you all soon.
Good. Congratulations on the promotion, and I'm sorry that a bunch of your people didn't make it. But
well, it seems our true enemy has finally been revealed, so for now I think we are allies.
let's hope it lasts for a while.
Indeed.
Good luck on whatever happens next and wherever you go. It's been a pleasure.
She extends a hand.
Yeah, he'll shake.
I wish more of your UA soldiers would have been as open-minded as you have been.
Yeah, me too. I'll see if I can add a few to the list.
Very well. All right. It is shortly after that it is announced that Secretary de la Cruz is going to be having a press conference that is going to be broadcast to the UA. And, they set up like a nice, just like a typical like presidential press conference, where the press secretary is up on the podium answering questions to reporters. They don't really have any reporters on board. They might have like one that's like assigned to the ship, but it'll be broadcast throughout UA space. And you guys know, obviously, with Secretary de la Cruz making the address, it's a pretty big deal. And if we were out in any of the colonies or any of the other cities or territories of the UA, this becomes like the top news line. So you guys are, there. There's a bunch of, it's all set up nicely. They've got a couple extra people acting as like cameramen and stuff like that. A couple of the Comtech Marines getting all the equipment set up and ready. And they've got the podium with the Secretary's seal on there. Vuvu is there. She's in her full military uniform. And De La Cruz is in very professional looking military garb. And you guys are all requested to be there as well. And you guys are kind of all getting set up and getting ready for this. And Cruz, you can see your cousin is going over a last few minute notes with one of her one of the aides that's been assigned to her. She's looking over a teleprompter and making some probably adjustments to the speech she's about to give.
Yeah, we'll go up. Hey, cuz, you ready?
I am. You?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready. Ready for this all to be over with. So, nervous?
Always. Nerves are good. Means you care.
Sure. Well, we'll be watching. Just give it to him straight, right?
The hell you will. You'll be up on stage with me.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to be observing.
You sure about that?
Yeah, well, no. Okay. If you have me say something, it's going to be real bad.
She wrote your speech.
Yeah, yeah. This is a PC moment, not an NPC moment.
Hello, my name is Private First Class Alexander Cruz.
Yeah, we put a PFC up on national television. Okay.
My name is Jeff.
To address the entire nation. Okay.
Right.
All right. I have to blind myself here, folks. Sorry, it's a Google Docs thing. She says, "No, I just well, your squad will be acknowledged."
Yeah.
And at that point, one of the managers or aides or whatever is like, all right, we're ready to go live in 5 here, Madam Secretary." She says, "Okay." And they start getting everybody in place.
Wow, Madam Secretary.
She's up behind the podium. Vuvu is off to one side, and then you guys are off to the other. It's the 4 of you, along with Weaver, Herschel, and Sergeant Wilkes. Casados is probably still too injured to actually be out of bed at this point. It's only been like 2 days, 3 days, so she's probably still bedridden. But they eventually they're ready to go live. You see the the person doing the countdown, 5, and then like that. And then finally, you can see all these cameras begin to turn on, and you see lights flashing and things like that. And you can see a teleprompter rolling, so she can read part of the speech. And she steps forward, and she begins. "People of the United Americas, this is Secretary of Defense De La Cruz, transmitting live from the USS Salnus. It is with a heavy heart that I must inform all of you of a terrible tragedy that has befallen our nation. Assistant Commandant General Delilah S. Vaughn has betrayed us. At approximately 0900 Earth Standard Eastern Time, General Vaughn initiated a coup with the intent to overthrow UA leadership and seize control of our military. Simultaneous attacks were launched against Lamont Station Prime, Safe Haven Colony, and the Joint Chiefs Summit taking place on LV-846. While the full extent of those killed in the attack is still unknown, I can confirm that Commandant General Delamargio, along with Generals Fordham, Hadley, French, Cannon, and Lloyd, are amongst the casualties. In light of these events, Congress has just held an emergency session and granted me temporary executive authority over our entire military until General Vaughn has been brought to justice. Our intelligence suggests that Vaughn has been planning this coup for some time. It appears her primary goal was to eliminate top UAAC officials until she was the highest-ranking officer remaining, which would have then allowed her to take complete control over our military forces. She's been carrying out steps to manipulate the rising tensions between the UA and the UPP in hopes of sparking a full-blown war. With this accomplished, she planned to bring the full might of our military against the Union in hopes of a complete victory and total destruction of her enemies. An investigation has been launched to determine the depths of Vaughn's treachery, and you can rest assured that anyone found having assisted her in any way will be arrested and prosecuted to the full extent of the law. The UA does not condone anything the rogue general has done. Unprovoked war for the sake of war, profits, or personal vendettas are antithesis to what our great nation stands for. While disagreements may emerge with our interstellar neighbors, and tensions can flare when communications break down, war should and must always be our last resort when all other options have failed. And even then, we must always strive to find a way back on the path of peace. To that end, my first 2 official acts in my new capacity are as follows. First, I am ordering a suspension of all military actions against the Union of Progressive People. Effective immediately, all UA forces are ordered to stand down and cease any and all hostilities against the UPP unless fired upon first. And then she looks to her side. Beside me stands Commandant Vuvu of the UPP. Since the discovery of Vaughn's betrayal, her and I have been in negotiations to discuss the situation. We have agreed and signed a temporary ceasefire between our two nations. Until the full facts are uncovered, we are both in agreement that further bloodshed and loss of life is not in the best interests of the UA or the UPP. Second, and at this point you see she stares directly at the camera, General Vaughn has been stripped of all of her privileges and rank and is now considered an enemy of the state, and she will be made to answer for her crimes. All available resources will be utilized to find and apprehend her. To the people of the UA, I vow to you right now that I will do everything in my power to bring Vaughn to justice and get to the truth of this terrible tragedy. And to Vaughn herself, I have this to say. You may have hidden amongst us, but your true colors have been revealed. Your coup has failed. While we have faltered, we are not broken. The UA still stands. And alongside it now, the UPP. Rather than bring the nation you swore to defend to its knees, you have instead united us all. It does not matter where you go or how far you run. As long as there is breath in my lungs, we will never stop pursuing you. You have nowhere else to go, and with the help of our new allies, we will find you. Citizens of the UA, I thank you for your time this evening. May God bless you all and watch over our great nation. This is Secretary De La Cruz, signing off. And at that, you see the cameras turn off. A couple of the people there give like a round of applause. And Secretary De La Cruz goes over to Vuvu, shakes her hand, and she looks over to you guys as well. And then at this point, you actually do see. Oh wait, nope, that's not yet. That's later. Okay.
Oh boy.
So that is her speech, and it becomes the talk of basically everything here in the UA. It's on all the news stations and everything, and eventually you guys we kind of dive into the rest of our downtime here. So, who wants to go first? I guess we kind of already did Cruz's. So
Yeah. It looks like we got raided.
Oh, hold on. Foxy Project. 8 people.
Oh.
Thank you for joining us. We're playing some Alien Frontier War. You joined me in the middle of an epic speech. Sorry about that. I didn't notice that. Holy cow, look at this, man. I can't even see there's so many names on the screen.
Like the Gears of War 2 speech at the beginning of the game.
Hell yeah.
Really,
Well, thank
really
you all for joining
invigorating.
us. We're doing some Alien Frontier War. We're about to start the very final mission of the campaign, so thank you for joining us. So we'll go to O'Connell. Why don't tell us what you do during your downtime here?
Well, I'm mostly in medbay, aren't I? You said getting patched up and everything. And when he gets a chance, he even sends a video message to his family while he's in medbay.
Anything particular you send in that message?
Yeah, so I've been meaning to do this like big final recording to his family that I'm gonna do myself, a video record or audio recording.
Okay.
And I'm gonna give it to you to if you wanna, maybe a Patreon only thing that people can get.
Ooh. Okay. I like that. All right. Well, O'Connell, when you are finally up and about, you are actually you run into Boomhauser, and you guys are maybe out at you're in the canteen one day. You guys are getting some food or whatever in the mess hall, and takes a big heavy seat down across from you. As usual,
See that big fella.
As usual, he's got like twice the amount of food that anybody else has on their tray.
Well, easy there, okay? I'm not sure these were graded for a man of your size.
It's all right. It's all right. It's the same everywhere, right? Tambatam, Salness, it's all the same.
Yeah, same. Yeah, weight limit 750 pounds.
Yeah, totally. Anyway, you want to have an arm wrestling match? I've been dying to see what that thing can do.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean this whole thing, like, brings up his mechanical arm and, like, kind of flexes it a little bit. You sure? I mean, it gives me a little bit of strength, but, if you break this, you're buying it.
Well, I want to see, like, what it can do. Like,
Yeah.
You're the first, like, squad mate I've been around that has one, right?
Yeah, I've got a cool trick too. First of all, yes, of course, I'll arm wrestle you. And after that,
you realize he's totally like he's incorrect about that because Rakesh has had a mechanical arm for like twice as long as you've had, and they're actually in the same squad.
It's okay. We all have a difficult time, recalling basic events. Yeah, I know this other cool trick. You just you put your palm down on the table, and I get a knife, and I'll show you after we do the arm wrestling.
All right, cool.
And he goes on the other side of the table and plops it down.
All right. Well, give me a post strength test here, or close combat, I guess technically.
Right.
Do you wish to push?
Yeah, fuck it.
You gotta win.
All right, I will do his rolls public then, and he'll obviously push.
Ooh.
Good start.
Ooh.
So you break his arm.
Yep. Now he needs a mechanical arm.
Man, our
And you
team
have to buy it.
constantly dunks on their team. I gotta say, guys. Aside from the basketball game early in the campaign.
Oh yeah, except when it was an actual team activity. You guys literally got dunked on. Literally.
That was early in the campaign. We were all a new team. It didn't matter.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, you guys start, and, like, he's obviously expecting to just, like, crush you, right? And it's like, you can see all of his muscles tense up immediately, and, he, like, kind of gives you, like, a smile, like he's not really worried, and then slowly his hand is going towards the table, and he's getting, like, more and more desperate. You see, like, veins popping in his head, and eventually you slam his hand down, and a couple of the other Marines nearby, you can see a couple of them, like, putting bets, and, like, there's a couple of people jostling him and, slapping you on the back and stuff.
And so I imagine, like, since this is a mechanical arm, this doesn't actually physically exert O'Connell. So the whole time he's in proper O'Connell fashion, he's like, oh, what's going on there? Why is it your hand's going down? Look at that. You okay? You feeling okay? Oh, we're almost to the table.
I'm just getting warmed up. It's a lot stronger than it looks, man. He's like, yeah, I should have expected as much from someone who's got a inside in the loop with the secretary, huh?
Think they hooked it up?
Clearly, come on. Cruz is cousins with her.
Don't you have somebody in your squad that has the exact same fucking thing?
Yeah. Hey, come on. It's Rakesh. I'd squash him like a bug.
Well, all the meaty parts at least, yeah. But the arm, watch out.
Is he their Reed?
Oh no.
No.
I like Rakesh.
Let's roll. High or low, Eric?
Give you the high, just for Sean.
You baby.
Rakesh is there.
Let's go. Oh no.
No.
Yeah, you see,
It was a mistake.
he's standing behind him, basically, like leaning up against the thing. He's like, "All right, Boomhauser, you're on." And, yeah, he sits down to see what happens here. So, all right. So Boomhauser and all right. Obviously, he'll push. All right. 1-1, Rakesh.
Oh my god.
Rakesh beats him too. He's like, this is bullshit. These fake arms. Might as well be AW soldiers at this point, you fucking freaks.
Hey, I could just inject you with that fucking freak goo and, one of these could be yours.
Yeah, whatever. And you see Rakesh he looks in your direction and like actually gives you like a small nod of acknowledgement.
He gives him a wink.
And he says, Boomhauser, if you play your cards right, we'll do the knife trick at the same time. One for each hand. And you know what he's talking about there, O'Connell.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a bit of shouting from the crew and everything, but that happens there. Later on, who else? Tagar, what are you doing in your downtime?
So I was doing like the memorial thing during
That's right.
mine.
Yeah, you see at one point Halifax comes up to you and she says, hey, I heard you're putting together a memorial for some of the squad.
Yeah, we lost a few lately.
Yeah, you mind if maybe we do something for Green and the others?
Yeah, of course. You want to give me a hand?
Yeah. Give me a observation or manipulation or survival, I guess, if you want. Yeah, so she's like helping you out, maybe you guys getting some pictures together or writing some stuff down or whatever, get some candles to light, something like that. Get some of their personal effects maybe. You can tell she's like making small talk, but you can tell there's something on her mind.
Were you close with them? I mean, I guess as close as we can be. Like, we've lived together for how long now, huh?
Yeah, it's funny. I always gave Green a hard time. I always thought I would do a better job in the lead. Because military family, Dad always riding me all the time, and I just thought after 10 years maybe I'd be calling the shots. Everybody tells me I'm a great soldier and a terrible leader. And, yeah, now I think I get that. I think I see why.
Yeah. No. I don't think anybody wants to find out like this or get a promotion like this, right?
Yeah, and you can see she has been promoted. Obviously, she's squad lead now. It goes Lance Corporal then Corporal, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But you know what, you got to see, maybe one way of doing things, and you'll kind of find yours. You know, take the good and leave the bad. Sounds like you've earned your spot.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know, I guess I was just looking for some pointers. You've been with those guys for a while. You know, they all look up to you. Especially Reed, he's like a fucking puppy following you around. I swear to
I don't
God,
know that I
if I have to hear one more Tagar the Tank story, I'm gonna pull my eyes out.
I don't know that I could recreate whatever happened with my squad. You know, you go on missions together, you train together, and you know the stories kind of write themselves. You know, just get to know them all. That's the only thing I can say. I think too many leaders try and hold themselves above, and you know, you really need to be part of the team and really into it. Know them each personally.
How the hell am I supposed to get to know somebody like Rakesh?
Same way I got to know Reed. You just
What are you talking
keep
about?
reaching out.
Reed worships the ground you walk on.
Yeah,
Rakesh would
but
probably kill me in my sleep for a, extra ration.
then you find that extra ration, leave it next to your bed.
Fucking A.
There's no manual for this stuff. And it's getting very clear that there's no manuals for what's coming next.
Yeah, I suppose you're right on that. Anyway, sorry about the newbie. Obviously, probably shouldn't have been on that mission in the first place, but
No.
here we are.
She shouldn't have been. Here we are.
You think it was intentional or just typical military BS?
I think it's just military BS. Wish I knew her better.
Yeah, I don't know what's worse, man. Does that make it better or worse?
Think worse.
Yeah.
Lose somebody you don't even know. Didn't even get to know.
Alright. Well, glad you guys are still all in one piece. I'll try to sing Kumbaya with these guys or something, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe our next mission will be together.
We'll see. You guys get the rest of your stuff together. Get both squads together. Have a moment to honor all the fallen. Which at this point, we do have quite a list. From your squad, we have Sergeant Zimborski. The Tam, your old ship. Roy, your command synthetic that was on board. Samuel Petrovich, the crew chief of the dropship for Khmer Squad. Your first dropship, that's gone too. And then we've also got Ogata, Thrace. And then from Chimera Squad, we've got Yazi, the APC driver, Kakai, the Marksman, Finks, he was just a rifleman, and Sergeant Green, squad leader, all of whom have fallen at various points during this this long, grueling campaign. And probably for everybody in the platoon, it feels like a lot of these deaths were unnecessary. Now knowing the full extent that this war has kind of been manipulated from the start, and maybe shouldn't even be happening. We will then move it on to Reed for your downtime.
Did we establish what her boyfriend's name is?
I believe we had said it was Jonathan, if I'm not mistaken.
Jonathan? Okay. Just wanted to be sure. So at this point, Reed would be doing an email to Jonathan in regards to Thrace.
Okay.
He writes, "Dear Jonathan, wish I were writing you under any other circumstance. I served alongside Thrace on our recent mission. She was the rookie of our group, but nonetheless a fellow comrade. She saved my life more than once, and she gave it her all protecting us on our mission. We were conducting a high-priority rescue mission. I won't sugarcoat it. The mission was tough, and she stayed tough throughout. Unfortunately, things went south during the mission due to a number of enemies that kept popping up out of the woodwork. She put everything she had into helping the squad and keeping us safe to the very end. I just want you to know that her last thoughts were with you. She didn't say your name, but she didn't have to. She had this photo folded and worn, probably from her time at boot camp, that we found when we brought her back. She must have looked at it every day. And then he'll attach that photo, maybe probably screen copying it into the system to send to him.
Okay.
I think she'd want you to have this back. I don't know how to make this any easier. I won't pretend to, but if you ever want to know more about who she was out here, or what she meant to us through our short time she was with us, I'll be available to answer. She wasn't just a Marine. She was someone we trusted with our lives. Someone who was there when we needed them on the battlefield. She was loved out here and back home. With respect, sorrow, PFC Reed."
Wow. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I forgot to add that she wasn't just a pack mule.
But she was.
A little bit.
That was very good, Adam. I'm impressed.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow.
I had plenty of time to edit it and rewrite it over the course of a couple weeks, so.
God, if this was a TV show, it'd be really, really sad. Okay.
Oh, just alien.
You should be. This is your fault.
Whoa. All right. It was probably the bad karma because you're trying to get dick down into two women, okay?
It's actually your fault because it was your mission that you were assigned to protect the newbie. Remember that. Remember that when you go to sleep.
Take that back home with you after the war.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I'm not going to say that I shouldn't be the one writing this email to the boyfriend, but
Well, you fucking snatched her fucking photograph like a gremlin.
Like you were on it. Like you were checking her pockets. Like,
Do you?
geez.
Looking for loose shells. Where are they? I need them.
where's the ammo?
I know she had a dose of naproxen somewhere.
Oh yeah. I need ammo and nap relief. That's all I'm looking for.
Or nap relief.
Oh my god, it was this damn photo.
Yeah. Mythbuster gave you an alternative to your letter. Sorry, Jonathan, I tried shooting the thing that killed her and missed. Mag dumping into the wall without a single hit on the monstrosity, but ultimately killed her. Toodles!
You know, that's probably not far from the truth, to be honest.
Oh my god.
Man.
And Cruz,
joke
to answer your question, what is their problem with Rakesh?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody hates him because he's an ex-con, and he's a lone wolf, and he actually has no buddy. He only has a rival.
Wow,
But that
that's
rival
rough.
was Kakai, and he's dead, so now he's like extra lone
What do I
wolf.
do with my life? Yeah. I'll be
So,
his buddy.
Yeah. There's a whole other campaign we could have had with that squad, too.
He's got a new rival, Boomhauser.
That's for sure.
Unbeknownst to him.
All right. The other two things that happen during downtime is all of you at some point or another probably notice that Dubois spends almost every waking moment she has in the labs, particularly with Major Pichlemue, talking to her, running tests. And when you guys, if any of you guys look into it even a little bit, you find out that, especially after what happened to Ogata, and learning what happened to Pichlemue and how she appears to be like the aliens don't pay attention to her or notice her. You guys probably learned a bit of this from Dr. Balaz as well if you talk to him at all. But the working theory is that you guys managed to get her out of the hive before the overmorphing process actually turned her into an egg. And they both think that something has changed in her DNA or her genetic level in some manner that is like giving off some sort of signal to the aliens that they don't realize that she's, like, they think she's part of the hive. And you find out that during the mission on Lamont Station when they were escaping, there was once or twice where an alien came face to face with Pichlemue and ignored her completely.
Biological camouflage.
And when you talk to Du Bois about it, you find out that Pichlemue was pretty wary of Dr. Balaz because of his involvement in the Dark Star program. And you guys kind of get the idea that Balaz was looking at her almost like a science experiment. And obviously she wasn't too keen on that. But you can see Du Bois seems to have kind of gained her trust and is going about it in a way where she's trying to treat her a little bit more than just like a petri dish, and kind of explaining like the potential ramifications that she might have to being able to deal with the aliens in some way. And it seems like she might have gotten Pichlemue on board with that, and she's kind of willingly trying to help and give as much information and letting her run all sorts of tests on her. Now, granted, Du Bois is not like a xenobiologist or anything, but she does have a PhD. She's a doctor. So, the camera's all fucked up. Sorry about that. So, you find out that's what's going on with her. And then finally, this is probably O'Connell, since you've spent a lot of time with Carvalho. That didn't work. You find out that he probably just asks you, like, if you guys found out any other information about his brother, which you guys have not. And, he says, just keep an eye out if you guys find anything, while you guys are out there. He's convinced that obviously there's something bigger at play.
Okay.
So, at this point, you get a, oh, actually, let me do this. One last thing. Would everybody please roll me an observation roll? All right.
2.
So, Sean, high or low?
That's always high, baby. Oh, betrayed.
Right. So, O'Connell, you are making your way through the hangar one day, and you've noticed over the last couple days that Weaver has been pretty distant from the squad. She's only been present when she's really been required to, like during some of these meetings. Otherwise, she hasn't really talked to any of you guys. And every time you've gone through the hangar or anything, you see her constantly working on the dropship. She's obviously running checks. She's doing diagnostics on the weapon systems. You see her physically cleaning it. Maybe, putting some fresh paint here and there. Just being super meticulous about this. Do you do anything when you notice this, or do you continue to observe from a distance and see if anything else happens or changes?
I'd probably hit up Herschel first.
Okay. Yeah, you find him one day, maybe he's on the other side of the hangar, maybe grabbing some supplies to bring back to the dropship, or maybe he's hopping in a power loader, getting ready to load up some missiles or something.
Hey, Herschel. You got a minute?
Of course, O'Connell, for you anytime.
Hey, have you noticed that Weaver's been, kind of MIA lately?
I have. Yes.
What's your kind of assessment on that? You guys spend a lot of time together, probably more than anybody. She's doing is maintenance on the dropship lately. She doesn't hang out. She doesn't play pool.
Well, Weaver is conflicted about what happens on the station. I think she's questioning her reaction to Private Thrace being assigned to the squad, and then what happened to Thrace. She's more or less said so at this point. I've tried asking her about it, I've noticed myself.
You think she feels guilty?
I think she feels... How do you humans put it? Ashamed of the way she acted. I also think that the stress of her and the Corporal's relationship is weighing on her as well.
Okay. I didn't really think about that, I guess. So much has been going on. I didn't think about the impact that Thrace's death might have on her. Okay.
Yes, but, and he just kind of, trails off for a moment, and he just kind of, starts getting in the power loader.
How are you holding up?
Give me a manipulation, observation, or survival.
Or survival, huh? Okay. We'll do observation.
We gotta let that skill have a chance to shine sometime. It never gets
used. I have 2 ranks in it. I'm
trying. I'm trying to throw you a bone here, man.
But I have a better observation.
Just like when Sean wants to use a smuggler talent. I try when I can. Okay?
No, you tried, and it was bait, and we almost died.
You did get to use it, though. He's not wrong.
It was not meant to be bait. It was meant to just be some flavor text that I thought would be cool, and no one would be stupid enough to go into the water because you knew that the thing wasn't dead. But,
we killed it though.
Did you?
Don't go down the dark alley. It could be certain death. Don't do that. We did it.
Yep. So I should know anything I put in front of that group is they're gonna look at it. Yeah, we're gonna check it out. Yeah,
it's all seen as a challenge.
There's reports of a bloodthirster rampaging through the next town. Let's go stop it.
No, we can do it. We are led by an Arion. No.
Yeah, I will promise you the Greater Demon will have stats above 100. You guys will learn, see how it feels. Anyway, Herschel says, well, O'Connell, I've actually been doing some thinking myself. I've been with the squad now for quite some time, and in that time I've realized that time isn't guaranteed. We've lost a lot of good people and friends, and I come to look at all of you as friends. Family in a way, I guess, if that makes any sense. I enjoy being around all of you. I like the antics that some of the Marines have, and well, I've tried. What's the way to put it? I've tried to comfort Weaver as best I can.
You know, I mean, I share the same sentiment, Hoyshel. I appreciate it. I've always looked at you as a friend, and I'll be honest with you. Although that motherfucker, took my arm, to me, one of the biggest insults that wanted me to decommission him, I guess you could say, was when he. I don't know any better way to put it other than just violated you. Like I can only imagine what that must feel like to have something done to you against your will like that.
Hard to explain, I guess, being a synthetic and all, but I really wasn't aware that Maitland had infiltrated my systems. In that much, he was truthful. Just better coding, I guess, is the best way to put it. But I appreciate the sentiment, and I appreciate your friendship over the last few months and the advice you've given me. It's given me a lot to think about. A new outlook on life, I guess you would say.
We're gonna get through this, Hoyshel.
Indeed.
But as for right now, I think I gotta go talk to Tagar.
Understood. Best of luck with that.
Alright. Talk to you soon.
And he hops in the power loader and... Bay 12, please.
Nice
right.
touch.
You
yeah,
talk to
I find
Tagar. I'm gonna use the facilities. Go.
So, Tagar, what are you doing when I find you?
I think probably just finishing up what I was doing. Probably heading back to the barracks.
Hey, Tagar, do you have a sec?
Yeah, of course. What's going on?
I would ask you if you've noticed that Weaver's been acting a little strange lately, but I know your ability to recognize the actions of a woman are inhibited greatly. So, just so you know, Weaver's been having some inner turmoils, you could say, with Thrace's death and her relationship with you.
Relationship with me, huh?
Well, I think everyone has probably noticed a bit of tension between you and her, and I think she feels she had a little animosity towards Thrace when she joined the squad, and I think she feels deeply ashamed now that Thrace is gone. So I don't know what the fuck's going on between you and her, but you should probably hammer it out because she's she don't seem like she's doing great. Yeah, I was gonna go talk to her, but I talked to Hoyshel first, and I feel like maybe the only one that's really gonna be able to snap her out of this is you.
Thanks, O'Connell. Yeah, I needed to go have a conversation with her. But I appreciate you letting me know what's going on.
Yeah. If there's anything I can do to help, let me know.
Any tips?
I mean, I could stand behind you and translate and interpret for you. I mean, like when she shows, motion, what that motion is.
I think I'll take it from here.
Look, I'll tell you one thing. I've been married 15 years, okay, and this is not gonna solve itself, and she's not gonna start it. It's gonna have to take you.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll head over.
Good luck. I'll buy you a beer afterwards.
I'm gonna need something stronger than a beer.
Oh my god.
Irish whiskey it is.
All right. You head to the hangar. Obviously, first place you check, and you see Weaver's there. The ramp to the back of the dropship is open, and you see she's inside. It looks like she's basically resupplying the cabinets that are in there. You know, they hold like med kits or like extra clips of ammo or whatever, and she's like checking all the harnesses and stuff like that. And
Is her still around, or is it just her?
High or low?
Let's go low.
No, he's nowhere to be seen.
Okay.
And you approach, and she looks over. She's like got her hands up, like this, working on a cabinet. She looks over her shoulder a little bit. She's like, "Corporal."
Hey, Weaver. How you holding up? It's been a long couple days at this point. We haven't had a chance to check in.
Fine, Corporal. You?
You don't have to call me Corporal. Look, I know the whole thing's been a shit show. And I'm not good at this.
She slams the cabinet shut, and she's got her hand up like this, and then she kind of turns to you and she's like, "And what is this exactly?"
I think that's what I'm here to figure out. With everything that's going on, the losses we've had, I don't really want to lose anybody else. And I don't want to miss opportunities when I have them.
You see, she just kind of scoffs at that and shakes her head. And she, walks over to the other side, and she starts filling with another cabinet. You hear, she's muttering something under her breath, but you can't hear what it is.
And you're not making this easy on me.
Just roll manipulation and be done with the conversation.
Let the dice do the role playing for me.
I have the hothead talent. Look, why don't you take a break, come grab a beer with me, and let's talk about some things.
She stops what she's doing. She looks at you and crosses her arms. She says, "Now you want to have a beer? I practically threw myself at you months ago. Fucking looked like an idiot. And then fucking Thrace gets assigned and I'm all jealous. For what? For what? You didn't fucking care. Now all of a sudden you do? Jesus Christ. You get more attention from fucking O'Connell."
It's not a care thing.
Then what is it?
It's not. I'm not.
That's what I thought. And at this point, she like walks down the ramp past you, and she like goes to the side of the ship, and now she's like checking one of the wings.
Can I see if she's actually like doing anything, or if she's just like doing busy work? Is
Well,
she just trying to like?
she I mean, she's actually doing work, but you can
Thanks,
tell
Cruz.
she's
Fucking great.
I'm sorry, folks. This is
Okay.
This is great. She is actually doing something, but it's probably something she's done like 6 times already. Doesn't actually need to be done.
I have been with Amanda for like 20 years. I cannot do this.
I haven't flirted in 2 decades, Chris.
Hey, you're the
Oh,
you're the happily married one, okay? I'm the fucking
Because I don't flirt.
I have an easy out for Tagar. Just look in the Discord.
that's
video
what I was
chat.
laughing at. Yeah.
Just do that.
Oh man.
The Discord one.
Hey, maybe Tagar's not good at flirting either. All right, but this is the situation we find ourselves in.
Chris
Thanks.
referencing his divorce. Fucking.
I'm sorry.
My stomach hurts.
If you're new around here, folks, you know we don't hold anything back. Oh my god.
This is what they waited 50 weeks for.
I can't say it. I can't mention it without laughing. It's too funny. Oh my god. Whew. All right.
Okay.
Good times.
So
Here we go.
I will go out to her while she's trying to work and be like, I'll like try and put my hand on her shoulder gently. Like, look, just have a beer with me.
She pulls her shoulder away. She's like, "What do you want from me, Tagar? You couldn't fucking show me the light of day the last couple weeks, and now all of a sudden you're interested?"
I wasn't not interested before. Oblivious, not interested.
She looks at you
we've been
completely like dumbfounded.
Like with the missions we've been on and trying to keep everyone alive and losing everybody, this has just been like, I didn't know how to even handle my own shit. And I messed up. So here is my attempt to fix it.
Give me a manipulation roll.
It sounds super bad to use manipulation to seduce one.
Well, that's
I
the only
understand.
skill.
It's just
Oh,
so
come on.
funny.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, maybe for
Come on.
Oh my god!
Of course I would panic. You know,
What do I do?
it's the dice that have screwed every one of these interactions.
Yeah.
Do you notice her? Nope.
She's like, "We've all had our shit to deal with, Tagar. It's not an excuse." She's like, "The ship has long sailed. So, just leave me alone before you make me more pissed off."
So, if you change your mind, the offer always stands.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
fucking did.
Okay, I guess.
You picked the perfect player for a NPC romance twist.
Oh man,
This is fucking great.
I feel actually really bad because it's always been the fucking panic checks that just somehow fuck this up.
Well, Connell, you see Tagar maybe a half hour later walking down the hall.
How'd it go?
You guys might want to fly up the trial by fire without me.
Oh my god, do I need to go talk to her?
Holy fuck.
It went pretty poorly. I messed up a long time ago, and it's probably a little late for you to be making up for it now.
Well, are you actually like? I mean, I honestly don't know. Are you interested in Weaver or not?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we kind of hung out a couple times, and you know, I thought things were going well, but it sounds like I probably missed a couple more obvious signs that she was lying down.
Hung out once.
So now that you know what you know now, and you know you're not standing in front of her about to have your throat torn out, probably. Like, what do you actually think? What would you want to say to her?
I mean, what I tried saying to her, you know, there's, you know, tomorrow's not guaranteed, and you know, I'm trying to spend my time with the people that matter to me, and we, you know, just looking for a chance to see if. Fuck you, Adam.
Yeah, you might not. We might not come back from this mission, Tagar. That's
It's
what
not
you
from
got
what
to
you're
go
saying.
all
I'm
in.
sorry.
You got to
I'm
put all
reading
your
the
cards on the
chat.
table. You got to put all your
Oh,
cards on
oh.
the table.
Well, fuck the chats. I can't see them either.
You got to go all in because you don't know if you're ever gonna come back. This could be the last time. It could be the last time you see. This could be the last time you ever see her. This could be the last time you're alive. You might never. I mean, you might never see a woman ever again.
Could be. So, you know, just trying to figure out if there's a tomorrow.
And that doesn't involve getting laid, apparently. I mean, we were just on two different tracks of thought, I guess.
I tried talking to her. I tried inviting her out to, you know, try this out, talk it out, see where the cards lie.
You should have just fucking grabbed her and give her a big fucking smooch is what you should have done.
With my luck, I would have missed and hit my head on the wing of the trial by fire.
Well, she probably would have decked you in the face, but your point would have come across much better.
Maybe next time.
Doesn't sound like you're gonna get a next time there.
Well,
But
this was
I'll get you that whiskey. Let's come on.
This was curveball number 2 I was not expecting.
Holy side mission. Tagar's love story. Ooh.
Probably cross that quest off the quest log, huh?
Yeah.
Apparently, I put
Quest
Mission
failed.
the wrong skill this week.
Yeah. Should put it more into manipulation than command.
Oh my god.
Good times.
Do you go and talk to her, O'Connell, or do you just go and have your beer with him?
Hey, guy, you want me to go talk to her? We try to repair this disaster.
Alright, I mean, she might need someone to talk to, and right now, that's not me.
Okay, why don't you go to the canteen? All right. Let me talk to her. Pour a glass for me, because I might need it too.
You might need something for a black eye.
Yeah, that's... yeah. You sure can pick them.
All right. Well, you make your way to the hangar. You know, it's probably about 20 minutes later, 30 minutes later. And you see she's still there. Looks like Herschel is in a power loader, actually loading up missiles on the wing, and she's kind of like directing him and obviously checking stuff on screen to make sure that everything's kind of configured correctly.
I'd say the same thing I've said to the last two people. Hey, wait, you got a minute?
She looks over. You see kind of a look of annoyance on her face, but she nods, kind of waves you over.
Don't worry, I promise I'm not gonna criticize your playlist today.
All
Okay.
right, what's up?
Yeah, have you noticed? I don't know. I kind of noticed Tagar acting a little funny lately. Have you noticed him acting a little weird?
You see that both her and Herschel kind of look at you, and Herschel kind of walks off camera in the power loader, and she looks at you and she's like, "Did he send you here to try to what? Talk some sense into me? Woo me?"
I saw him leaving the hangar and he looked all fucking mopey. I wanted to see what happened.
He all of a sudden came by and wanted to have a beer.
Okay. And you said no? Or what? Why is that so bad? What happened?
Does anybody pay attention to anything that happens around this fucking ship?
Look. You guys, things are getting tense. We are losing soldiers all the fucking time on every mission at this point, practically. None of us know if we're coming back. He likes you. You like him. Everybody fucking knows.
Bullshit! He doesn't give a fuck about me, O'Connell. Come on.
That's not what just left his lips a moment ago.
Oh, well, maybe he should have said that to me.
Well, maybe he has a hard time communicating.
Instead, he comes over and the offer's open if I want to go have a beer with him. Oh, I'm an offer. So nice.
Has it ever occurred to you, Weaver, that you terrified the fuck out of men?
No.
Well, you might want to sit down for this. But you terrify the fuck out of men.
The guy's killed aliens in hand-to-hand combat with his collection of knives that he gives more care about than me. Don't tell me I terrify him. It's another cop-out. I'm so sick of all these fucking excuses, O'Connell. I practically threw myself at him like a fucking high school drama queen. I think it's shit in return.
You just explained the whole matter right there, clear cut. This man's a soldier. That's what he knows. He doesn't know fucking women.
O'Connell, you've shown more interest in our relationship than he has.
That's because I never shut up. That's because I never shut up, and I have I've lived with women for a large majority of my life. Before this, he's probably never even talked to a woman.
Yeah, clearly.
He's probably talked to his collection of knives that he has on display and his, hut that he lives in the forest back home. Then he has a woman. So why don't you stop going, woe is me. Oh, he doesn't want to talk to me. I threw myself. Just think about today. And that there might not be a tomorrow. And go have a fucking beer with him.
I've thought about it plenty, O'Connell. I was upset at Thrace because I was jealous of her for what?
I mean, for what? You're up here in a drop ship while she's down there on the mission with him. Side by side the whole time. That's perfectly fucking normal for you to feel that way.
Why? He has no interest in me, so... Why waste my time? I'm fucking stupid.
Just because he is emotionally inept and cannot convey how he feels to you with words does not mean he's not interested in you. I just told you he just got done telling me he is. Why would he say that to me?
Look, I'm not gonna pretend to know the guy's mind, okay? I'm not gonna waste my time with somebody who doesn't have any fucking time to show any interest or appreciation in me or my well-being, so...
And your well-being, he's our lance corporal. That's pretty much all he ever thinks about. He doesn't have time like we do to think about other things like side relationships or anything. That's not on his mind. You know how much pressure that man has on his shoulders?
O'Connell, we spend weeks and months in cryosleep. We got nothing but time.
We're asleep. What are you talking
Another
about?
fucking excuse. I don't want to hear it! Just fucking leave me alone. That's pathetic enough. He sends you to do his dirty work.
That should show you just by itself that he actually cares.
It shows me that you're a good friend, O'Connell, and I can respect that, and that's why I'm not decking you right now. But please leave.
I'm gonna leave, but I'm gonna tell you this: you can either give this a chance, or you could just keep stewing here in anger. Like if I were you, that's not how I would want to potentially spend my last few days. I'll talk to you later.
You hear her grumble something under her breath.
Reed walks in. Hey, I just saw Tagar. I'll fucking I'm just kidding.
I love how O'Connell's getting caught in this when Cruz is probably the most empathic person on the squad. Like, I could probably do this much better.
Oh my god. So, it is not long after that you guys are sent into cryosleep. And basically on your way to your next destination. And when you awake, Herschel is there. He says, all right, Cerberus Squad. Next briefing is in 30. Secretary De La Cruz and Lieutenant Casados have requested your presence in the briefing room. It seems we're just about there.
All right, get suited up and go.
Yeah, and you guys noticed that Chimera Squad is also getting suited up.
Go talk to Rakesh, make small talk, and just... yeah.
Actually,
hang out with him a little bit.
Foster the friendship that's been presented to you by the GM. Appreciate that.
A little bit. Especially finding out that all of his squad hates.
You do notice that Halifax does actually try to greet all of her squad members as they're coming out of cryo, and she's checking on them.
Nice.
Even Rakesh, she, it's not much, but normally no one even, looks at him, and you can tell she, checks in, and he just kind of gives her a nod, and she kind of gives him a nod back. And you see the first thing he does when he comes out of cryo is he flexes his arm, and the thing opens up, and he checks to make sure the knife is there, and then he puts it back in.
Yeah. Buddy, maybe not the first thing you should do when you wake up and your squad's greeting you is flex your arm and check your hidden knife is there.
He's like, I want to make sure it's still there.
Yeah.
but like not the first thing when everyone wakes up and they're trying to talk to you is flexing a knife, right?
As I collect all mine from under my pillow.
He's
One,
different.
2, 3.
He's very different.
Tagar
Yeah.
gets out of the cryo, and
It's
there's
canon.
just like a person-shaped like pile of knives under him.
It's canon. Tagar will sleep with his knives rather than women.
Oh, shots fired. Oh my
Jesus. Yeah, just when you wake up out of cryo, just try to say hi to everyone, and then when you're like opening your locker, then you can check your arm, right?
God. He's like, well, I did actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Sarge just came by to check on me.
Oh, that's good. That's improvement, right?
Yeah.
All right, way to go. Yeah. Be safe on that mission, bud.
I guess
Whatever
going
we're
to the
about to
same
do, I don't
place.
know.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Good luck.
He's like, you like coffee black or cream?
Oh, yeah, I like cream. I can't drink it black.
And, yeah, he eventually finds you later and he brings you a cup. And he
Huh.
says, been a long time since I've been home, but, coffee in New Delhi, actually pretty good. My mom used to whip up a wicked batch.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
Not that I've seen her in a while, but I'm sure it's still pretty good.
We get some shore leave. Maybe we go visit. We could drop by Hawaii for a little bit too. Ogata.
Oh. I thought he was Japanese.
Yeah, his parents were born in Osaka and then moved to Hawaii, and he spent some time there.
That makes sense, I guess.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the coffee.
Sure thing. Eventually, both squads make their way over here to the briefing room, and it is here that you are met by Secretary De La Cruz, along with Lieutenant Casados, who is in her full fatigues. She is having to use a cane, though, to kind of support herself as she walks. She's doing her best to kind of stay upright and, look presentable. And Sergeant Wilkes is there, hands behind his back as always. And everybody begins to file in, one at a time. Eventually, De La Cruz, I'm sorry, not De La Cruz, DLT greets you all. Long time, Marines. Good to see you all again. I see a lot of them, saluting, ma'am, that sort of thing. Thanks to you, Madam Secretary here still in one piece, and General Vaughn's treachery has been unveiled for the world to see. If it weren't for your two squads and your diligence and your tenacity, we might be looking at a very different UA. Luckily, General's on the run, and although we've taken our kickings, we're still standing. And you see she looks to Wilkes, and he begins to walk up to each of you, and you can see that him and the secretary, they begin to present like medals to you guys. And Secretary De La Cruz says, for your efforts to the UA and your efforts to uncover this cancer that is within the Marine Corps, I'm giving you all promotions immediately. As Lieutenant Casados has said, if it weren't for you, there might not even be a UA. And one by one, you are all given your next highest rank. leaving us with Lance Corporals O'Connell, Cruz, and Reed, and Sergeant Tagar. When everybody gets their promotions, this is including Chimera Squad and your dropship crew and everything, Casados then continues. Some of the data that you guys picked up along the way has been decrypted by some of the best mother units that we have available, and we've pinpointed a facility that we believe is General Vaughn's hideout. And she looks to Wilkes. He goes over to a console, which brings up a whole display of a planet. And would all of you please give me wits rolls? God, the chat is melting with the fucking Tagar and Weaver drama. I love it.
Zeno side, Tagar, follow me for more tips and tricks on how to pick up women in space. Jesus Christ.
Oh, now I roll a test.
I like,
Ma'am, how do I talk to women?
I like O'Dandrel. I need a napkin.
Oh, God
So-
damn.
Tagar and Cruz, you recognize the planet that you're looking at. And before she says it, you realize that you are staring at the planet of Pandora, where you guys had defended that spaceport while the UPP were invading. And once he pulls that up, Casados continues. Turns out we were right in General Vaughn's backyard a few months ago. That planet Pandora that we were sent to fight off the UPP invasion happened to be home to an island called Darwin Island. It's about 120 clicks from the spaceport. That's where this deep void safe house is located. And they pull up a few more, like a diagram of kind of like the orbital area around the planet, and you see a familiar looking ship. It is the Trunga Alang. It's that black transport for the Blackguard you guys have seen on a couple other missions. Normally it's been on your side, but every time it's been there, Blackguard have shown up. And says system sensor network showed the Tunga Alang and Vaughn's personal flagship, the Black Bart, entered Pandora's system about a week ago. That's just after her attempted coup. As far as we can tell, she's still down there. This is it, Marines. We've tracked her down, and I need you to find her, take her into custody, so she can stand trial for all that she's done. And De La Cruz then says, I want it to be your squad. You are the ones that have opened our eyes. It only seems fitting that you should be the ones to bring her in. Are you up for the task?
Absolutely.
Bam.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Good. She looks back to Casados and to Wilkes. Wilkes pulls up a few more things. Marines, we can expect this to be a heavily fortified and defended position. We've got sensor arrays, several ships in orbit, including the Trunga Lang. Looks like it's been ferrying supplies or something to and from the planet. There's also a few other ships here, including the USS Ares. For those of you who don't know that ship, that is the flagship of Colonel Spears. It seems the General has gathered all of her minions, whatever you want to call it, lackeys. We're going to have to engage in an orbital battle. They're holding orbit above the island. There's no way for us to get past that. While our fleet engages theirs with the help of Commandant Vuvu, you guys are going to slip in, get down to the island, infiltrate the facility, find the General, and extract. Recover any data you can. If you can manage to take any other important prisoners, do so. But the General is priority number one. Understood?
Understood.
And then he presses a few more buttons. He says, this is what we managed to pick up on the satellite so far. And pulls up a new map.
Ooh.
Fix it here so everybody can see on the... Oh, wait. Sorry.
Very golden eye.
Alright, there you go, viewers. That's as much as I can show you without zooming in anymore.
Bioweapon Research Facility. Love that for us.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
This is Darwin Island. As you can see, there is a small facility in the center here. Zoom it a little bit for our viewers. There we go. So he says, this island is a caldera. That's scientific speak for basically a sunken volcano. And I had a picture here, but I don't remember where the fuck I put it. Is it in here? Here we go. Okay. Should be able to show this to everybody. Boom.
Ooh.
All right.
Ooh,
That's
that's cool.
So, tropical island. The dark space here on the map is the water. And then you've got this ridge. That ridge around it is what's called a caldera. On the map, it's kind of this darker shaded area. That represents a higher area right here, all around. And then obviously this part in the center is water. This facility is a style of module you might be familiar with. Back on Ariarchus, you saw something similar. Basically a Weyland-Yutani style structure. This one is held aloft above the lake inside the caldera, and it's held up by these three pylons. There's a rail system that goes from the east and western pylons into the facility underneath that connecting structure. Top floor is a landing pad for the facility. Top of the facility is flush with the rim of the caldera. Bottom of the facility, roughly 18 to 20 meters above the lagoon below it. You've got beachheads all around the rest of the island, and what we've identified are most likely security bunkers, which are marked off here, these little rectangles. Assume some sort of heavy weapon, maybe a machine gun nest, something of that sort. There's also a small building right here looks to have some sort of lift or elevator system that also goes into the facility. There are orbital defense guns on the actual platform. The enemy fleet is holding orbit above this area, so they can use those defense guns to help them. There's no other way that we can really deal with them without getting in range of those guns. But while we do that, that should distract them long enough for you to sneak in. Mother has identified 3 suggestions, but as always, I'll leave it up to you to make the final decision here. You could go in dry dropship. They've got a decent amount of anti-air, though. It'd be a rough ride. Up to you if you want to risk it. You can also try a sea approach. Get you into the water, probably via service skiff. Things are submergible, not just space worthy. Get close enough to the island, swim the rest of the way there. Most likely through this little canal they have. Or you could use dead drop pods. Try to get you somewhere on the island. If you got any other suggestions, we're all ears.
We swim in. I don't know if I missed it, but did they explain what this thing is right here? Or is that something we don't know about yet?
It's funny, Scaarr, because I debated a lot about this, how to handle it. Because they actually give me this map, which is completely blank, and they give me another map that has everything labeled. And I'm debating how to explain that, because I knew that was going to be the first thing you guys were going to ask is, what are these things?
Well, I'm just saying, because if we swim in and that's some kind of access from the water...
Secret tunnel!
So, I think, given the alien universe and the fact that whoever drew this map didn't think about that, clearly, he'll say probably some sort of tunnel network. Who knows what's down there? Could be, power stations. Could be the tram could go through there, since the tram is connected to those pylons. Storage facility. Underground barracks. It's a research lab. Maybe it's underground labs. Who knows?
What kind of equipment are we going to be provided if you said swim. I assume we're going to have some kind of motor that's taking us in quietly.
Service skiff will get you in the water. Take that up to the island. Then you swim from the skiff through the canal.
You talking like breaststroke swim?
Yeah.
Backstroke. Okay.
Yeah, rebreathers, tanks, fins, that sort of thing.
Okay.
You are aware that we are capable of nautical expeditions.
Oh, is that what a fucking marine is? Blowing my mind.
Could have fooled
Tagar,
me.
I like that. I like that one. I don't know if we had some kind of underwater fucking vehicle that will take us quickly so we're not exerting ourselves. That existed in 1995. I don't know if it exists in the future. I don't know, whatever, it's fine.
Today's technically
You see Casados puts her hand up to shut up. She's like, vehicles are not going to fit through the canal, O'Connell.
Fair enough. Still, that's
Still
got my
think that might
vote,
be our
Tagar.
best.
Yeah.
Yeah. We, in the tight spaces, will operate as a team better. We can clear through it.
So
That'll not
could
get
we
any
maybe
forces.
also then shoot some dead drop pods just around the area as a distraction?
Decoys.
Yeah. Pull more of their troops out to those areas. Lessen the inside defenses while they're going to see who is where.
Not a bad idea.
Since we're slipping through the canal there, maybe Weaver can occupy these 2 bunkers too. Might be a little sketchy though. With their anti-air. What do you think, Weaver? Keep the rise up instead of below.
Yeah, if you need me there, I'm there. We both are. You see Herschel nods. Of course. Multi-pronged tech might be the best option. Distraction on top of a distraction. How do they say it from that one movie? A dream within a dream? Distraction within a distraction?
Never
I
seen it,
immediately
so-
check my totem to make sure it's only with me.
I think we got a plan.
Maybe we those dead drop pods we booby trap some explosives. They go and check them. If we're lucky, we take some out.
So my next question though would be, I mean, if we're going in underwater, what kind of fauna might get in the way, if any?
Preliminary scans don't show much other than typical tropical fauna. Reefs, seaweed, that sort of thing.
No, and the animals, not.
What about sharks?
Animals, not flora.
You see,
Predators.
You see Wilkes like gives you a look like shut the fuck up. You know, like I knew the difference. And Casado says Darwin this whole planet is known to have a wide diversity of sea life, but you really won't have to deal with anything until you're out of the skiff, and by that point you'll be fairly close to the beach. I don't think you'll have to worry about sharks or anything like that. Definitely not in the lagoon. Now, I can't speak if there may or may not be undead bog octopuses there, but...
Can
Wait,
you?
what?
I don't know what you're talking about, but I don't
Octopods.
Triggered.
like it.
Is there any additional specialty equipment we should be taking with us?
Armory's open to you. Whatever you need, if we've got it, we'll make it happen. If you're taking the water route, you'll have all the necessary diving equipment, plus the service skiff to get you close. I mean, it's a lot of rocky terrain. Once you're in the lagoon, you got to decide how you're going to actually get into the facility.
So some cutting torches, maybe.
Well, if we've got
Reaches, maybe.
rebreathers, we can check that like cavern system.
I think it's only fair if it's, last mission that we get, Bimex shades.
I want fucking sick ass sunglasses for my final mission.
So I can take them off right before I dive into the water.
I'm wearing them in the water, and then I take them off right before we confront
Underneath the
on.
goggles,
Yeah. I
I
especially
just want
goggles
a
that go
tuxedo for when
over.
I take my wetsuit off.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm out of questions. Anybody else got anything good? Cool.
No, I'm just reading over the notes. I don't.
Well, what if we
cover
just
it, but
drop in a bunch of bio drones?
I feel like that would make things worse.
You see, Casados does not have a look of amusement on her face when you suggest that.
Casals, I know the mission is to bring the son of a bitch back alive, but what if push comes to shove?
You see, she stares at De La Cruz for a long moment. General's the top priority. Do whatever you can to get her.
And her underling high-ranking superiors? Or subordinates?
If there's any there, take them too. More evidence, the better. Any evidence you find, I'm sure there's stuff down there we don't even know about. Plus, look how long it's taken Mother to crack what you guys already found, and that was months ago.
We're gonna need something really fucking strong that's non-lethal. Like a big rock.
All right, Marines.
Let's go gear up.
So, in the map, does this area also show up? It's like another one of those underground tunnels.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I don't, call me crazy, but I'm not too keen on like regular caves, because the last time we were in one, we almost died to these scary fucking monkey things.
Yeah.
I'd rather drown, just what I'm getting to.
Okay.
So if there's deadly monkeys, just leave them in the water.
We'll make sure to drown O'Connell before he fights them.
And there's like aquatic killer apes on this planet.
Aquatic sonic killer apes. His worst nightmare.
Just take his rebreather.
They drown him while screaming into his ear.
Herschel says, you do not have to worry about Arcturans upon Pandora, O'Connell.
Okay.
They are native to that planet only.
Well,
What
I'm
you
never
actually
going
have to worry
back.
about is
That is not to say there are not aquatic, sonic, ape, octopus creatures on this
You know what?
planet.
Just Horschel, just
You just made things even worse. Much scarier. Thanks.
That's just what you humans call a joke, I believe.
Yeah.
Mm.
Killing it. Herschel killing it.
you're getting real good at those jokes.
I was ribbing you, as I've been told.
I'll
I'm
download
gonna
some
go-
joke subroutines from the internet before I leave. See if we can upload you with those.
I'm gonna go suit up now.
All right. Well, we are just at our ending point here. So I think we're going to call it at that. Thank you all so much for joining us. Foxy, thank you for the raid. Very nice of you folks to join us. Sorry, I'm always looking to my right, but that's where my screen is for OBS and all that. I've got triple monitors going on here, so it's not that I'm not paying attention. I'm actually trying to do just that. So, yeah, thank you all. We had a lot of new friends here tonight. We're here every Saturday, 8:30 to usually midnight-ish. We're on our final mission here, so we probably have about maybe 3 to 5 sessions left, depending how fast or how quickly they die. So we'll see. We actually had a whole alien campaign with no player deaths yet, believe that or not. So,
Don't say that.
It.
What
What are you
yeah,
doing?
what are you doing?
yeah.
Did we get a story point for completing the last mission and saving
Yes,
Gaelic Root?
yes, you did. I forgot to mention that. You all have one final story point to use.
use it wisely.
Yeah, use it wisely.
Damn, he could have
So-
used it on Weaver. So
We got a new
That's
Guaranteed beer.
we also got a new follow from the same person who rated us,
Oh,
from Foxy.
Foxy,
Nice.
thank you so much. Very kind of you. Appreciate it. Yeah, you
We
guys
don't
are always
need to
welcome back. What else do we stream? We stream every other Monday. We do Lancer. If you like,
Lancer.
basically Gundam Wing RPG. Getting big mechs, shoot stuff.
Oh, it's so cool.
We've got a Patreon with all sorts of cool stuff, some exclusive things there you can listen to, early access. And we've done a ton of different RPGs over the, almost 5 years we've been doing this. So we got Warhammer, we got Blade Runner, Blades in the Dark, shit tons of
Heart?
Alien, Heart, Shadowrun, 40K, Wrath and Glory.
Delta Green.
Yeah, we're doing
All the
Delta
game.
Green next. Yeah, we got lots going on. So should be something there for everybody. But anyway, thank you all so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. We'll be back. Same time, same place. Signing off.